I hope.
Yay!
Slightly early, Rafe. A little early.
Excited.
Yep.
All right, ready to get at it, huh?
I'm ready.
You
I'm
got
ready
this-
to take on the day.
What do you got this? You got this look going here,
What?
like this greaser kind of.
James Dean.
Hey, I'm ready to take on the day.
Yeah,
Does it look bad?
no.
I can't tell.
He's got like 5 strands of hair hanging in front of his face.
Oh, Sandy, don't make me laugh. Ha ha.
Yeah, it's a Travolta grease
it is.
thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's who I am now. Sorry, guys. I'm racing for pinks.
It's like Jordan Catalano meets John Travolta.
Oh, yeah. What is going on there? I'm leaving it.
Leave it.
You look like
Racing for pinks.
River Phoenix.
A hickey
Leave
from
it.
Kanicki's like a Hallmark card.
Now something's going on with Rafe this morning anyway.
Yeah, something's not right.
What
First thing he comes in the studio. Hey, does it smell outside? What?
happened? Yeah.
I mean, what is it?
I mean, statistically, it
smell
smells
like?
like something.
No, an off-putting smell.
I swear the air smelled like dog poop today. And then
Everywhere.
everywhere, because I went out in my yard, let my dogs out. I was like, man.
Caca.
Yeah, it smelled like caca. And I was like, what's going on? Maybe I'm downwind. Maybe the dogs just took a dump or something. But then when I went out the front door of my house, I smelled it. But then I got in my car and I didn't. So I was like, did I step in it? I didn't. I get all the way to work. I get out in our parking garage. And now I don't know if it's in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
Or nostrils.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about, is that it's like,
Poop particles.
or just something like
Did a dog
an infection or something, you know?
poop on your face last night?
Yeah, maybe it's wiped its butt. Maybe it did that carpet
Yeah,
drag.
scooted on your face when you were sleeping.
They better not do me like that.
I mean, Tina's out of town, so do the dogs go in your bed at night?
No. I'm not a dogs in the bed guy. They got their little bed by our. I don't want to clean up, man. There's too much hair.
Why is
I love them.
Why is it when you have that life smell, like when like a whole day smells like something, it's never like petunias or citrus
Never.
or Werther's or something.
Yeah.
It's
Downy.
Yeah, man, it's dog poop or like when
It's
you're getting
poopery.
sick, when you're getting the flu and like every cell in your body starts to like feel that it's sick and you smell
Like
Yeah.
the mucus
death
smell.
or something.
Smell
Yeah,
death.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like
I
you're just
do.
like, oh, I smell hatred. It's
Well, that's what
it's
I.
awful.
I was wondering if it was like them corpse flowers or something.
No, it's.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Does anybody
Smell
smell anything?
No, you're talking.
No, I didn't smell anything.
You're thinking of like the spring when the Bradford pears bloom. And
Yeah,
Oh, the
sex
worst.
trees.
and it smells like like
That's what
Sex
I.
trees.
That's what I thought might have been going on.
I hate that.
Are there dog turd trees?
no, but I do
I
love
don't
that.
think they're
dog
indigenous
wood.
to
I do
here.
those.
No,
I love
those
that
aren't native.
rotting and dried leaf smell. You know the way the fall smells. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wet leaves?
Yeah.
Maybe not wet leaves, but just like the deteriorating sort of like
Sure, decay.
yeah, the leaves on
smell
the
of
ground.
decay.
The fall.
I have terrible allergies and I get sinus infections and stuff because I got a deviated septum and can't breathe. So at least once a year. And last year for the first time, and I thought I was literally going insane. You know when you get your laundry out and it smells like mildew, like you left it in the washer too long?
Extra bummer.
I kept smelling that smell. And I was literally losing my mind. It was earlier this year. I made her smell me at least one day. And I was like, dude, what's going on?
Yeah.
I will throw my dryer and washer in the trash
You
today.
didn't smell like mildew, though.
I
There are
know, it was in
people
my
checking by
nose.
the way.
People in the chat said they're smelling it too,
People
man.
checking in saying they smell it.
Thank you.
wow.
God.
Rachel says,
Man.
smells like dog poop at my house, too. That's the first thing I said when I walked out my door.
There's like 6 or 7 people that just sent instant feedback like, hey, it smells like dog crap.
Is it the
Man.
great turding? Is that what's happening
Well, there was
right
a
now?
lot of
dump?
turding last
What's
night.
going on out there?
I don't smell it, and now I'm worried.
Is this the first sign of war? Like they just start dumping turds on
Psychological warfare.
Psychological
Dumping
warfare.
turds.
This is the beginning of World War III, guys. This is how it begins.
This is how it begins.
You guys live by a dump or anything? Like if you're like out by Earth City and the wind moves.
That
a
was what
certain
I
way?
thought. I was like, is the landfill by the racetrack just blowing this way or what?
Could be.
Herculaneum smells like crap. Arnold smells like crap.
Check in.
St. Peter's.
Okay, so it's this isn't just isolated to my neighborhood.
Something going on.
I'm gonna do a city smell check at Rizz Show on Twitter. Just everybody needs to check in. All right.
Rizzuto
Well,
Detective
I'm from the
Agency
Illinois
is on
side.
the
It
case.
stinks.
As you can feel, the cold
Walked outside this morning. Smells like an old dog kennel.
the cold front.
Yeah.
came in.
What the heck?
So maybe Iowa.
It's like a dog smell.
All right. I'm going to
Weird.
step outside again.
It is weird,
Smell.
but that makes me feel a little vindicated.
All right.
Or maybe because you're saying it, people are going,
I do smell.
I think I smell it. Now it's in everybody's heads.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I reverse Mandela to everybody.
Huh. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Smells like poop in Central West End. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
You're not crazy. I wonder what it is.
Well, I was worried because of that earlier this year, and then I went to a doctor, and they're like, oh, no, that's a thing. Like, if you get a sinus infection, you'll smell mildew inside of your own olfactory senses. And I'm like, they're like, some people have it their whole life. And I'm like, I don't know if I would just survive. If I just had to walk around all day, not being able to trust my nose.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
Somebody's saying it's all the farms being fertilized.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is harvest season.
It's all coming together.
Like the farms being fertilized.
Caca.
These farmers, dude.
That's awesome.
You know, that smell hits the old jet stream. I'm just making things up.
Hey,
I'm just throwing out words.
I like your brain and what you're saying over
Hits
here.
the old jet stream, and next thing you know, the whole place smells like
Caca.
That's right.
Yep.
And it's that time of year farmers start crop dusting in the
Yeah,
city.
that's right. Crop
That's
dusting.
right, Scott.
It is fall.
Yeah.
It's crop dusting season.
Oh, my God in heaven. I was at DB's on Friday after the Metallica show.
Oh, I was there with you.
That's right. I was there. Hi, everybody. Hey, somebody
She
crop
forgot.
dusted me. Do you remember this, Rafe? You were sitting there with Tim and I.
Yeah, somebody farted.
Somebody turned around and looked at me, Jesse Kiowski, Big Boss's daughter, and she goes, Lern, did you just fart? And I go, oh, my God, no. And I go, I smell this too. And I think I got crop dusted by a coworker's brother at DB's on Friday night.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And I was very offended.
She
We left.
who smelt it, dealt it.
Yeah.
There was only one person there that had his brother there.
Yeah.
Jesse was like, did you fart? And I was like, not just now.
Right. Have I ever?
Yes.
But not
But not
in
right
public
now.
at DB.
30 seconds ago, maybe.
During Master of Puppets.
And you would have known.
multiple times.
It would have been Jack Daniels toots, and I'm not about that life.
Was it tear-inducing?
It was like
Tear-inducing crop dusting?
I was talking to this brother,
Oh man.
and I did like a turn.
Did you hear it?
No. And then it hit me like a wall.
Dang.
And then everybody's like, oh my God, did you fart all over this place? No.
You were hammered. So
I was, but I can keep my toots under control in any given situation. I promise to God.
I didn't fart. I crap my pants.
I swear it wasn't
Joke's
me.
on you. It's diarrhea.
Oh man.
No, Lern yesterday said she was going to go and look for some cats.
Yes.
Because I guess when you were driving in on Tuesday morning, you saw
A dead cat at the end of
cat.
my street, and I was really upset. I don't like that.
Mama cat.
and you'd seen this cat before, and it had kittens.
Tim had gone on a motorcycle ride a couple weeks ago, and he goes, "Hey, there's a tortoiseshell mama cat who's got these baby cats, and they're in our neighborhood." And I'm like, "Where? Go get the cats."
Yeah.
And so then I'm leaving yesterday, driving out, and dead mama cat. I'm assuming he was the one who saw the cats first. So then I texted him at 4 in the morning. I go, "Is the tortoiseshell the mama?" You know. And so anyway, he saw the cat when he left for work later, and he said it was one of the
Confirmed.
kittens. He said it was one of the kittens.
Oh, one of the kittens got hit.
So I was like, oh my God. So yesterday I took a walk after work, and I was like trying to find the cats to bring them home.
Well, let me tell you a story about a woman out of Arizona
Oh, boy.
who also loved animals.
Yeah.
She loved animals so much, and she would go outside and she would feed them.
Learn, buckle up.
Oh,
I
Why are they
don't
doing
even know
this?
this story, but
Yep.
I
Past
presume
tense never
would go
sounds
out.
good.
Every day
She
we
would
have
go
to
out
talk
and
about
feed
something
them.
terrible.
she would. Yeah. You're right, Scott. We're catching hints here.
Yeah.
Past tense.
She would
hints.
have a bucket of corn,
Yeah.
and she would. In fact, she loved going out there and feeding these wild animals.
Yeah, I love animals.
And then her husband found her. Mm-hmm. And she's no longer able to feed the animals anymore because she's dead.
Her husband killed her because she loved the animals
No,
more?
the animals she was feeding killed her. Headline: Woman dies after being trampled by elk.
Oh,
What?
know the zones.
Yeah.
That's not a safe zone.
Can't be all up in their herd.
Don't you remember the cover of I believe it was When Animals Attack 2, maybe 3, where there's a deer? I mean, it's a buck. Elk are bucks times 4.
Oh, man. Well,
But they're sweet. You see 'em, Bambi.
a woman in Arizona has died more than a week after being trampled by an elk at her home. According to officials, the attack happened on the afternoon of October 26th at her house. Authorities said the husband was away at the time and found the wife on the ground in the backyard with severe injuries when he got home.
Oh, man.
There was
sucks.
a bucket of spilled corn nearby,
They didn't
which
eat the
was the
corn?
reason the elk was there. Husband called 911, wife taken to the hospital. She wound up being put into a medical-induced coma. She died a couple days later.
Dang, that sucks.
Death was ruled an accident. The Game and Fish Department said they believe this is the first deadly elk attack in Arizona. Officers with the agency went door to door in the area after the attack, warning people, hey, don't approach the elk. Don't, please, don't feed the elk.
Man,
Feeding is one of the main reasons why wildlife gets violent towards humans.
Well, I drove I was driving the bus, the band bus, tour bus, and we didn't have a driver for that tour. It's all good. And I made a couple detours, drove a couple extra hours when nobody was looking, and I wanted to take the band to Yellowstone. I took the band to Yellowstone. It was the middle of the night. Me and Boo, my little chihuahua, he was on my lap, and we're going. Actually, he was kind of right here by the step. He would just look out the window. And we were driving, and I was like, oh, let's go to Yellowstone. As soon as you pull in, there's like a little neighborhood where people live in there, and there was a whole bunch of elk. And these things are enormous. They're up to the bus window. They're enormous, dude. And they were coming right by the bus. And of course, I too am an animal lover. And I was like, I want to reach out.
I want to touch it.
I want to reach out and touch an antler. And as soon as these creatures realized where I was, they whoop like that, and they were like instantly like, hey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
and
it's a wild animal.
and they're enormous. And then you realize like, ooh, I should not be anywhere near these guys.
Right.
Nowhere near them. And there's signs everywhere that say, don't do this. You're asking for it.
I get it.
Yeah.
It seems like those big horns on their head is a good warning.
Or their, enormous size.
Yeah, but
Nice
what's a bummer is it sounds like she was doing this
On the regular.
on the regular, and it was fine. And like you said,
Until it wasn't.
and
they
you
got
said there's
spooked somewhere or something.
no reported incidents with elk in Arizona. That sucks because there's a lot of parks that used to. There was a privately owned bridge at the Royal Gorge in Utah, and as you approach, a lot of times there'd be traffic going across it, and the deer were so used to people feeding them that they were basically tame. They were like pet deer.
Right.
And at some point, the government had, I believe the government had to step in and say like, hey. They told the park, like, you got to stop encouraging this. I mean, those little fish food things with, like, the quarter?
Yeah,
They used to have those for deer.
Right.
Yeah, like when you go to Grant's Farm.
Yeah, they were
Feed the
encouraging
goats.
people to get
Feed
out of
the
the...
llamas.
Yeah, they were encouraging people to get out of the cars and, like, feed the deer, and it's...
You
it's not a good
ever
thing.
seen two deer fight?
No,
Oh, they get up on their hind legs and they go at it.
I'm sure.
So we have when animals attack and now when the robots attack.
Please.
Because here's another
Go
story.
on.
Don't feed
Good morning,
robots.
everybody. It's the Rizz Show.
There was an empty bucket of nuts and bolts spilled on the ground.
Yeah. Oil all
husband
over the
came
I think
place.
home.
husbands are just killing their wives and blaming it on other things.
Spilled oil.
That's hilarious.
No, we're not safe, guys. We're not safe anywhere we are.
Okay.
High
You
alert.
try to feed the animals, they kill you.
Or the machine.
You try to fix the machines, they kill you. This one out of South Korea. Headline, man crushed to death in South Korea after robot mistakes him for a box.
Oh, no.
Why is that funny?
This is I don't know, because it's people. It's just, I don't know.
'Cause-
It's robots and
'cause
people. We did it to ourselves. That's why it's funny.
So a man has been crushed to death by a robot in South Korea after it failed to differentiate him from the boxes of food it was handling. The incident occurred when the man, a robotics company employee in his 40s, was inspecting the robot. The robotic arm, confusing the man for a box of vegetables, grabbed him and pushed his body against a conveyor belt, crushing his face and chest.
Wow.
Golly.
That just reminds me of, you guys seen that trash truck thing where the robot arm comes out and it's going to grab the city trash
yeah.
can, and there's a gal on the bench next to it, and the bench is like bolted down to the concrete,
Yeah.
and the robot arm not only gets the trash can but accidentally gets the bench and just tosses this lady into infinity.
That's human error.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just saying,
Dale
like,
driving the truck.
I'm just saying, like, the power of these mechanics.
I still want to see it, though.
Yeah, does
Yeah,
she
play.
Human
end
error,
up okay?
no.
No,
Hang
it's
on.
and the municipal trucks now have the arms where
yeah.
they just grab the
Oh,
trash
my
cans
God.
and they dump them in the back.
That guy's like, whoops.
Good.
Oh, no, her ass is out.
But this guy, the guy operating the arm, miscalculated
Hey.
and grabbed the bench. as well as a trash can.
And I love how
One
everybody
sitting on the
stops
bench.
to watch. Like, oh, look, technology. And then she's whoop, thrown
Poor
under the
woman's
truck.
drinking a cup of coffee.
Full
on
cup.
the bench.
The dude goes for the trash can and not the lady to help. That's ridiculous.
No, he ran to the front of the truck
He
to
was
tell him
telling
to
the
stop.
driver, like, hey.
Oh, and yeah, the witness doesn't run to the lady to help her.
No.
Well, he's trying to get the driver to stop moving the
The
thing.
driver's already out of the car.
Yeah, and then after that, he went to her.
Much of her
No, he
ass
didn't.
was out. My
That woman's in
God.
bad shape. Anyway, with this thing, so this is not
Bummer.
a robot controlled by another human being. This is a robot that is just has a job to do. Grab these boxes and put the boxes on the conveyor belt. So the engineer got a little too close. The robot thought the engineer was a box, grabbed the engineer, threw him on the conveyor belt, crushed his face, crushed his chest, dead.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
The robot was responsible for lifting boxes of peppers and transferring them onto pallets. The guy had been checking the robot's sensor operations ahead of its test, so it wasn't even fully
Yeah.
Ready?
ready to be used in the business.
Yeah, the sensor confused him for a box of vegetables.
Yeah, the man had been checking the robot's sensor operations ahead of its test run at the pepper sorting plant. I guess there had been a problem. This test had been pushed back a couple days. The man, a worker from the company that manufactured the robotic arm, was running checks on the machine late into the night yesterday when it malfunctioned. Grabbed him, killed him.
Good night.
His last words were, "I'm not a pack of pickled peppers." I'm not a pack of pickled peppers. Too late.
Yeah, you are, buddy. Sorry. All right.
Android, also known as Peter Piper, had done its worst.
Somebody's asking,
What a horrible way to go.
how much force is this robot using to handle these boxes? Crushed his face. I guess they're heavy boxes of peppers. I mean, I don't know.
100
Maybe it's not
pounds or
about the weight.
something?
Maybe it's just about the placement. You know what I mean? Like maybe the robot
I mean, as the
goes
arm
down
is,
to this far or something like that, and your head does
Yeah, that would be my guess, is that it's calibrated to like
not. A distance.
a distance, and it's
why didn't they turn it off? Too late. They already had him, probably a split second. Indeed.
Nah.
Indeed.
Nah.
This is when the robots are rising up.
Yep.
They're in cahoots with the elk. We've had all these otter attack. Remember, for a couple weeks we had all these otter attack stories where the otters were
Yeah.
attacking people.
Yeah, Mother Nature's
Must have
rising
been
up.
They
fighting.
calmed
Rising up.
down.
I'm into it, though.
They've teamed up with the robots.
Dang it.
We got a poo smell.
And everybody's checking in.
Everybody's saying there's a poo smell in the area.
Union.
someone said Florida.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's gone national.
Nationwide news.
Something's up, guys.
Something's up.
Something's up.
Imperial smells like crap right now. Owensville. Beaufort. Union.
All the way out in Beaufort.
Warrenton,
Beaufort.
O'Fallon,
Beaufort.
Wentzville. Oh, no poop smell in Wentzville.
Oh, Wentzville's all right,
Lucky.
guys.
They must
My
have
apologies.
trees.
Hey.
There's an offensive smell in
Wait.
Beaufort.
Wait.
Beaufort.
Hey, time out. I typed in, why does the air smell like poop? And it came up. There are several reasons why the air might smell like poop to you. Number one, poor oral hygiene.
There you go.
Number two,
All of us.
Oral hygiene.
Number two, bowel obstruction. Number three, most of the time, smelly poop is caused by your diet. It could be caused by eating certain foods or from lactose intolerance. And then GERD. What's GERD?
Oh, GERD. Oh, yes. That's
think I did
like
that
a bubble
earlier
up.
this
Yeah.
morning.
Like I was waiting
Heartburn.
for like a
Heartburn.
legit answer to why are 50,000 people
Why does the
smelling?
air smell like?
Yeah.
Everybody's backed up. Sucks.
I don't think
weird.
this has anything to do with GERD.
Nah, it's got to be that farming thing.
Yesterday, a national food
I subscribe to
like
that
bean day or something. What?
that theory.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to put the robot down.
Good luck.
It's tasted blood. Yep.
Oh, you're
That's out of
right.
the bag.
Tasted
so.
blood. So get it out of here.
The thing's nuts.
Yeah, now that they're implementing these robot workers, they're making these robot workers now do stuff at bars. Even Schnucks has the robot that goes up and down the aisles doing inventory. Tally.
So cute.
Tally the robot.
Saw him the other
Grabbing
day.
people and throwing it around.
Just wait. Tally's biding its time.
I love it.
Tally is biding its time until he hears the signal.
Yeah, Tally's back in his little robot closet, putting little shh those little like tick marks people put in prison, like the 5 ticks of like how many days until the revolution.
I feel like there's some sort of digital set of eyes in that thing that goes like this.
Yep.
And watches me walk past it.
It's
like,
mapping everything.
When I'm not looking.
Be nice to it.
Tally's just mapping things.
It's tallying us.
Another local story here. Man, this is from KMOV and KSDK. 2 men charged after allegedly digging up a grave in Washington Park Cemetery. That's up in North County. 2 men, 73 years old.
Grave robin?
Charged after allegedly trying to dig up one of their grandmother's remains from the Washington Park Cemetery in North County. These 2 guys, each charged with attempting to destroy or deface cemetery property. I guess one of them wanted to dig up the grandma and then move her to a different spot. But there's procedure.
Yeah.
You can't do it yourself. That's not a do-it-yourself thing.
I'd imagine that's actually
Really hard.
I mean, yeah, probably a pretty extensive process, wouldn't
Especially
you think?
for 70-something-year-old.
2 73-year-olds. Berkeley police said in charging documents, an officer responded to the cemetery for a report of property damage and found 2 men actively trying to exhume a gravesite.
I got to say, there is something that happens past a certain age, and that age is somewhat different for, each individual. But, and I'm not here talking about vandalism or anything that's going to harm anybody else. But when you see somebody that's just past a certain age, it's like, you know what? I thought of something. We're just going to do it. I kind of respect it. I kind of respect. I kind of respect that. 2 73-year-olds being like, "Hey, man, we've been meaning to do this, and it's going to take a heck of a procedure. To hell with it. Let's go. Grab a shovel. Let's go handle it."
And they probably talked with the because they obviously own that plot, so they probably called and was like, "Hey, we want to dig this up, move it to a new spot." And they're like, "Oh, to do that, it's going to be $15,000.
Well, they probably got a voicemail. They're like, "I'm not going to wait for this."
So
person
the
to
one
come
guy
back."
told police he was trying to recover his grandmother's remains to relocate her, and the buddy was helping him. He said he'd been digging the grave for a couple of days. Police said neither of the men had permission to retrieve the corpse from the cemetery. So I guess this is a cemetery that's 103 years old. It's a predominantly black cemetery.
103 years old, and they're 73.
They're 73.
And they're digging up the grandmother. So the grandmother was probably buried
a long time ago.
Right.
The owner of the cemetery says the guy bought the plot, owns it, could do whatever he wants to it.
So
wait, so he's not in trouble?
So
no, he's in trouble. He's in trouble because you can't do that. You can't just
law-wise.
Law-wise.
You have to have somebody else do it for you.
And to be
what
honest,
I'm reading here is the cemetery owner's like, all right.
Well, I know where my dad was buried. You could have the cemetery, whatever the group is that's in charge of that. They could do it, and it like to dig this site and everything. They, you have to pay them money, or you can actually do it yourself if you want.
Yeah, there's probably some sort of oversight just to make sure that people aren't digging up the wrong place or whatever the heck it might be.
Wrong person.
Yeah, my dad
found gold.
My dad and his brother, or maybe his brothers, they're like trustees, or I don't know. They take care of a cemetery, and old, like a country, Missouri country cemetery and all that, and they're responsible for like cutting the grass, making sure everything's cool. I'm sure if somebody called them and said, "Hey, I want to take Susan and put her somewhere else," I bet you they'd probably say the same thing. Well, hey, you own the thing, you own this spot, do what you want, and they, Well,
yeah, we were talking about this the other day about me. If I ever wanted to like bring my dad to Jefferson Barracks, like there's a system to do that.
There's a procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a witness saw the 2 guys digging, and she was going to work, I guess, across the street. She sees 2 guys at the cemetery digging.
Bit odd, yeah.
She pulls out her phone, starts recording. She calls the cops. The men had been digging up the grave for the past 2 weeks, were there for hours the day they were caught. I guess they had said they had paid somebody to dig up the body. They got ripped off, so they took it upon themselves to do it.
Wow, man.
Well, if you want something done,
sometimes you got to do it yourself. If you want it done right.
Man, we all know some 73-year-olds. Can you imagine with just like regular shovels how long it would take?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
73-year-old to dig.
Think about ourselves doing that. It would take a minute.
Yeah.
Under Missouri law, to exhume a body from a grave, one must have a state order.
There you go.
Okay, so it's like a permit or
Yeah.
something. Wild. But not to bury.
to exhume.
I feel like you need the.
Well, I don't think you could bury a body anywhere.
Well, remember at my uncle's funeral, I walked out just before it had concluded, and in the lobby was my dad in like dirty, in like regular clothes, and I was like, "Hey, why'd you change so quickly?" He's like, "I'm going to bury George."
Yeah, but
I said, "What?"
But at a cemetery, right?
At I'm pretty sure the cemetery they took care of.
Yeah, that's a cemetery. I'm just saying, like, I don't think you could just bury a body anywhere.
Well, I'm just saying, I think he was cremated, and that's why I think he was burying a box.
Burying
not
burying
a
the urn.
big box, yeah, whatever it was. But he was like, yeah, I gotta go bury
remains.
George. So he went and buried his brother. I don't know anything about what he did as far as like what the permits and all.
Yeah,
that kind of
I'm
stuff,
curious though, and I'm sure it's county to county, maybe state to state. I don't know. But if I wanted to like bury a body in my backyard, like not somebody I killed or like. Somebody who died of
somebody's last wishes to be buried.
I
want
to be buried in Rizz's yard.
Yeah, big fan.
Huge fan of the show. Yeah.
We should give away. We should as a prize.
I want to be close to Rizz.
Like, can I do it? Do I need permits? I mean, is it?
Well, probably because we can't even scatter ashes wherever we want. So,
do I have to contact the homeowners association? What do you mean you can't scatter ashes wherever?
Yeah, you can't just scatter ashes wherever.
Why?
Oops.
Oh,
there's all sorts of laws.
There's a bunch
against
of laws
that.
about that.
I can't.
No.
I know I can't go to Busch Stadium and just my dad was a Cardinal fan and just release the ashes during
That's what
a game.
I mean. But like, there's other things too, like on beaches and stuff. I don't think you can.
Okay, let's see. I just
know.
looked up,
I've
can you
heard
bury a relative in your yard? And it just
We're
said,
getting flagged today by the
know.
FBI.
My
Great.
history is super cool. Check the
Not for
local
someone I murdered.
Yeah, check the local zoning laws in your area where you live. Some states and individual counties have rules about minimum distance that a burial plot needs to be from bodies of water, electrical lines, other buildings, and roads. So okay, so I get it. That's all.
Listen, I'll call dig right.
Most
Call
states
before you dig.
Most states do not have any laws prohibiting this practice, but some do have zoning laws to consider. Some states have the option of applying for the right to bury loved ones on your own property. There are no state laws that require the use of caskets for home burial.
Wow.
Also, there are no restrictions on where you can scatter ashes in both Kansas and Missouri.
Yeah.
So,
I
let it
forgot
fly.
to tell you the other
Fantastic.
day, too. I looked into that for your father.
Oh, really?
And you can, two things. The military will pay to put a military headstone where he is buried.
Okay. There is one already there. We have that.
And they will also put a memorial headstone in Jefferson Barracks without you moving the body.
Oh, my God.
It just says in memory of
That's awesome.
instead of.
No flair. Like, so you can't put up your own headstone?
Well, military headstones they're these white marble. They're all, like,
They're
you
all
go
the
to
same.
Arlington, they all look
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same.
they're all the same.
Like, it's part of and I'm pretty sure they'll pay for it.
I'm going to look into that because I would love to do that.
I'll
with
send
my
you the
dad.
links I
Please
found.
do. Very sweet to look that up.
Yeah, my uncle was buried over there at the barracks, and during the ceremony, it was really nice. But on the drive there, my mom had gotten car sick, so it was pretty much in the middle of the ceremony. All of a sudden, she started throwing up, and it was just a perfect timing for everything. It's quite
Sorry.
lovely.
I want to know the laws about
It's a
burying
great way
bodies
to
everywhere.
celebrate 'em.
Okay,
Or
so
anywhere.
I mean, it says consider
Let's
your
not get
property.
off track here, guys.
It says
sorry.
consider your property value. Home burials are legal, or at least not explicitly forbidden, in every state except for California, Indiana, Washington, and D.C. And there it's usually a space issue. It's a real estate issue in California. It says
So in my subdivision,
some states require a funeral director.
I can't even put a flagpole up without getting permission from the homeowners
I know, dude.
association.
I know.
We should be
That's
fine.
above ground. Things underground don't matter.
It says there are 10 states in which a funeral director must be hired in order to file the death certificate, or in some cases remove the body from the hospital. So you can't. I mean, in those 10 states, you can't even file a death certificate unless you have the license. The
All
funeral
right, somebody
director license.
says, now look this up. Kenny says, if you bury a loved one in your yard, you no longer have to pay taxes. It's just like Graceland where Elvis is buried. It's like a loophole.
Dude, New Jersey's
What? I don't know about this.
New Jersey's minimum death is only 4 foot. I mean, depth is only 4 foot for the grave because of a smell barrier. They're not even
What
worried about
happens-
scavenging animals.
Well, somebody sent me this link of where people are having their grandparents, like, encased in, like, glass? Carbonite? I don't know what you would call it. Basically, grandma becomes the coffee table.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
yeah,
right, like
that's a new
compress-
thing.
with
Does
a
that count?
compress.
Is it like a mausoleum?
Yeah,
Like
I
you don't
saw
pay
that.
tax? Grandma, you're a tax loophole, and also we will be watching Netflix and putting our drinks on you.
It's like
Hanging our
when you
keys
see
from your
those
toes.
like flies that are in amber, like in the there's an amber rock, and in the middle of the
Yeah.
rock
Life
is like
finds
a
a way.
fly.
So this
Or
isn't
you can turn-
cremated.
you
This
can
is
turn-
full body.
Well, yeah, or you can turn like some of it into like compressed, like rings or jewelry and that
No,
kind of
this
stuff.
is actually putting somebody in like
Amber?
no, but it's like in the. I know
way.
exactly what you're talking
I'm
about.
talking about like in the resin, like
Yes.
you're
There it
resining
is.
a body.
Resin.
Good job.
What?
That's going to drive me crazy. Like, what's it called? It looks like glass, but it's like basically, it looks like your grandma's in carbonite, like Han Solo.
Huh.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Only you can
And
see
you could
them.
turn grandma into a coffee table, and you could see her body.
Oh no,
That's gothic as
Look it
hell.
up.
that's weird. I mean,
Guys,
I know
well-
we have an unhealthy relationship with death in this country, but that may be past the point of.
Well,
Can't
grandma
let her
into-
know, man.
Listen to this.
Coffee
While laws
table.
vary state to state in general, a single burial on your property usually doesn't classify it as a cemetery. However, it's unlikely to exempt you from property taxes or prevent property seizure. So property tax exemptions for cemeteries are usually for established, licensed
Right,
cemeteries.
cemeteries.
So
Yeah.
just because your grandma's buried in your backyard, you still have to
You
pay
still have to pay property taxes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it also says that once a body is laid to rest on your property, it is your last legal responsibility to notify the local cemetery trustees and commissioners of the location of the grave, being that in public record it is a cemetery.
Huh.
You may not get all you're not going to get all the benefits,
Yeah.
but it has to be registered.
Huh.
Do you ever have a rumor that somebody was buried under the floorboards of your old house?
No.
My grandma's house, she always would tell us, like, oh, yeah, the family that lived here before, they're buried under the floorboards. And I was like, that's scary as hell.
I told you, Elvis, the producer Elvis Pasquette, he did I don't know, Alter Bridge. He did Wolfgang's
Mammoth?
Yeah, Mammoth. Thank you. The Mammoth record. He did Incubus. He did Greek Fire, and his last house that he had in Virginia, dude, had buried bodies in the back. And when we were checking out the property, he's like, "Man, check out the beach over here." And he's like, "Hey, but that hole over there, you can't touch it. It's like illegal.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a big deal." It's a collapsed grave, and you can see in it, and you can see
That's
some of the
wild.
boards, and I'm sure
Prolapsed grave.
I mean, it was an old, like 1800s grave that like had collapsed, and you could see right into it, and there was multiple bodies.
That's wild.
So if you had grandma coffee table
That's what I want to know.
and granny's just staring up at you, eyes open, eyes closed,
And
I'd have eyes open.
I'd have closed.
You got to have them open.
did you find the pictures?
Big smile.
Somebody said they're AI generated.
Huh?
Yeah,
Somebody
Snopes-
says it's an AI.
according to Snopes, I just pulled that up. It said it's fake.
But would you have sex on top of grandma coffee table?
I mean, I guess you would, because if you're having grandma table already, like, things are kinky as
Probably
hell
already
at that
weird.
house.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh
And
my
that's what
gosh!
she wants. That's
probably
what she would
something
want.
you're into.
Look at the picture. This is ridiculous.
So awesome.
First of all, I mean the cellular. There would still be cellular like breakdown, right? So eventually, this would just be a hollowed out like nasty
Why,
globule.
why would it be cellular? I mean, it's airtight, right? So no air.
Jeez.
It's like a sarcophagus, dude.
I mean, you think so?
Right,
Is
isn't
that
air-
how it works?
isn't
It's
it-
the air that
Right.
degrades this.
I would think air and no.
Yeah, that's why like
nothing
when
could
you
li-
bring stuff up from the ocean floor, like that's the risk you run. If they find treasure or things in a shipwreck and they bring it up as soon as it's exposed to oxygen, it ages like very quickly.
Yeah, so if there's no air, so if she's completely encased in plastic and there's no air, how could there couldn't be any decomposition? But it is fake.
Can you recycle it?
And it'd be hilarious.
Damn.
That's like the, it almost reminds me of Buddy Christ from Dogma with the
Oh,
thumbs
yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah, they're saying it's AI. They said, look at the fingers.
Yeah,
I just love
to
how
a
happy the
pod.
family is, though. If that
Yeah.
was real.
Well,
I listened to a pod about a dude in the Florida Keys, and this is true. It sounds like a Tim Burton movie, but he was like a snake oil doctor. He was like a dude who was like a MRI tech, but moved to the Keys and convinced everyone that he was a doctor. And people were going to see him. He was a complete fraud. This girl was sick. I can't remember what she had, but he went to treat her, and I think he was treating her with like snake oil, like bathtub electric shock type stuff. But he fell in love with her. And she died because he didn't know what he was doing. And he felt guilty, and he like dug up her body and like completely restored it. It was like Last Dance with Mary Jane. Like no one knew. Like her grave got robbed, and nobody knew what happened. It was this doctor. It was like he was convinced he was going to be able to bring her back,
yeah, reanimate her.
and he completely like he completely restored her body. Like he found like some way to use like some kind of plastic and everything, and completely reconstructed her body. And
where she looks good.
They were like hanging out the weekend at Bernie's, dude. Like,
He kind of looks like John
beach,
Cusack now.
Hey, by the way,
Cemetery.
putting her in a wheelchair. Taking
Are there
her
pictures?
places.
Yeah, there's a picture.
I love the internet, by the way. We have an answer here. If you encased a deceased body completely in epoxy or resin, would it remain perfectly preserved forever as long as the epoxy holds up? The answer is no, because with organic material, there's bacteria inside, which would cause decay. Although it would likely extend the shelf life, you would not be able to completely preserve forever organic material.
Eventually, it'll slow down the process, but eventually the body will break down.
It would slow it down. But yeah, it would be a globule of nastiness eventually.
Anyway, it's Thursday.
Tuberculosis.
She died from tuberculosis.
1933. Carl Tanzler, also known as Count Carl von Cosel, in Key West, Florida. And he didn't go to prison, dude. That's the craziest thing. When they caught him, the judge was like, well, it seemed like he did it out of love.
Yeah.
No.
And all they did was
really a sweet story.
They buried, the only thing they said is like 2 cops had to go bury her body and not tell anyone where it was so he wouldn't go dig it up again.
Oh.
Wow. You really loved her.
It's sad and sweet, though.
Mm-hmm. But it's weird he made her look like John Cusack. That's all I'm saying.
Sad and sweet
Look at
the
this.
same time.
Like, that is love. Like, dig me up and want to see me again.
Oh, I've seen that picture before. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Wait, what is this?
wild.
Who's
That
this?
is wild.
That's a dead woman. A guy dug the body up and thought he would reanimate her.
What's
He was in love with her and he wanted to keep her, and he encased her in wax and plaster, and he rebuilt her body.
What's her name? Something Cosel?
Her name was Maria Elena Milagro de Hoyos.
But the doctor.
Doctor's name, Carl Tanzler, which sounds like the evil doctor in any horror movie.
Yep.
And his other name was Count Carl von Cosel.
Count von...
Carl von Cosel.
And
Carl von Cosel.
This wasn't even like his wife or nothing.
He was a German-born radiology technician at the Marine Hospital service
just
in Key
loved
West,
her.
Florida.
It just says he developed an obsession for this tuberculosis patient.
Well, I call it love. You may call it obsession.
Wikipedia says obsession.
Whatever. You see the picture of her?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Well,
I
yeah.
can see why he
it's
fell in love.
A paper mache face. I mean, I'm not sure this is.
We've all wanted to bang a pinata every once in a while.
Grand
Yeah, I was
That's
saying there's
success.
candy in this.
That's right. On a lighter note, I read this funny thing on it was on Reddit yesterday. Here's a term your kids maybe never heard. Whatever happened to yardsticks? Anybody have a yardstick at home?
I do.
Heck yeah. I saw him the other day at Home Depot.
You still do?
Yeah.
Why?
He's old school.
That's a good question.
In case Tim gets out of line.
Why?
Yeah, like in case we have an intruder.
we had a yardstick at home. I don't know why. I don't know how it got there. I don't
You
know
have one?
No, currently no.
Oh.
But if you're under 30, maybe 40, a yardstick is like a ruler, but 3 times longer, and everybody used to have them.
Yeah.
You just might need to measure something big one day.
And
you
for
know?
anybody under 30 or 20, a ruler is a wooden stick we measured stuff with. It was crazy times.
It was crazy times.
My favorite thing to play
straight
with
line.
was every grandpa had it. I haven't seen them in a long time. Do you remember the rulers that were like, they would like click?
Oh, yeah.
Click. They'd click
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Almost like,
Oh, yeah.
and then they'd click back into like, you could like,
Oh, you used to.
Yeah, I
like
have
this
one of
thick,
those.
and they, as you unclicked them, they would be like really long.
Oh, yeah. You take it out to the limit, and I'd either whack my brother with it
Yep.
from a distance.
Yeah.
Sword
Yeah.
fighting.
It was the best thing ever. It was almost like a little accordion.
That was the best thing. That really.
Smack your brother with it, and then click, 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 click.
That was before the tape rulers.
Yeah.
I got to go
guarantee
through
you.
my dad's tool chest after he passed, and he had 2 of those. So my sister got one, I took the other one. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
the rulers
Yeah.
that
Come in
accordioned
handy.
out.
I got in trouble when I was a kid. Those things were awesome, and
And they were sturdy, too, man. Those
Yeah.
things were sturdy.
They're heavy duty.
we watched a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie when I was a kid, and he was catching arrows out of like a bow and arrow being shot, like catching them in between his, like
Yeah.
that, like Miyagi style. And I had like a recurve bow, and I went out in the yard, and I had my little brother shoot a yardstick out of the bow at me, and I was catching it in front of my face, and he's like, "Oh, cool. Let me try." And I go, "You can't do it. You're not Van Damme. I'm Van Damme." And he's like, "I can do it." I'm like, "You can't do it." First shot, dude.
Right in the
Fine,
forehead.
give me the bow.
Oh, no.
His little not even close. Hit him right between the eyes, split him open. He's still got a scar.
Worst reflexes ever.
And dude, there was that moment where he was like, and I was like, "You're okay." And then I saw the split open and blood start coming down where he could see it on his face. And man, he really turned on the Oscar-worthy performance, and I just was like, "Nope, I'm grounded forever."
Somebody brought this up online. Like they had 3 yardsticks in their house growing up, and now they have 0. And the fun part is no one could remember why we ever had them. And the person who brought it up wanted to know if there's any reason to have a yardstick in 2023. And someone did finally point out the obvious answer. It's what yardsticks were always used for, snagging stuff that slid under the fridge.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
We did use it for that.
That's the only
We're
reason.
getting a cobweb out of the ceiling corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This wasn't one side a meter and the other side a yard. Wasn't that how it worked?
If you were rich, if you had the nice one.
If you had the double-sided one,
Yeah.
And
You guys
I'm
have a
curious-
yellow one? We had a yellow one, too.
Didn't they used to sell fabric by the yard?
Yes, and there's one possible reason they're not as common is they were useful when sewing or measuring fabric, and not many people sew these days.
Yeah, you still go to Joann Fabric. They're using them.
Yeah, they still sell it by the yard.
Yeah, they'll set you by the yard there, but you don't have at your house.
Right.
That's like your grandma's drug scale. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they shorted me at Joann's. Hey,
I'm going back
Joanne,
there.
this bag of silk is light, dog.
You know how your Grammy talks?
Yeah, that's how my grandma talked. Joanne.
Where's Joanne?
Yeah.
Is Joanne here?
One of these grandkids is going to have really short pajama pants. This,
I got my
this
grandkid walking
Christmas.
around in high waters because you shorted me on a bag.
Bring her out.
I know you're back there, Joanne.
I'm telling you, I go to Joann Fabric from time to time because I'm trying to learn to sew, and those you got to take a number. You try cutting the line. The first time I went, I was like, oh, I didn't know the process, and I just like went up to get my leopard print silk cut, and I didn't know you had to take a number. And these women, these grandmas, were glaring hard.
Yeah, the place is crushing it.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in there, I always think I'm going to be by myself, and I'm always like, holy
Oh,
smokes.
Joanne's Fabrics?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
You did a good job on the first thing.
Yeah, I made a halter top.
Yeah.
I'll make you guys halter tops for Christmas.
Yeah,
this year.
thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
The Christmas break's coming up, and we do have to exchange gifts.
All of yours will be handmade by me.
Sweet, thank you. You know,
And
some
for,
people.
for you newcomers, it is not my love language.
Gift giving?
No.
Yeah. Good luck if
They'll
you bring
know what,
let them
man?
find out on their own.
And that's okay. Don't
Let
judge
them find
me.
out on their own.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Every time I've done something lovely and the gifts are great, I get crapped on for that too. So it's a really fun
Hey,
experience for me.
We got different hearts.
I gave
We're
this,
gonna love your gifts.
I
Don't
gave this
worry.
guy hot sauce, and he.
It was expired by a year.
How am I supposed to know that when I buy it at a hot sauce place?
Right. He tried.
I thought it was a
It's
great
about the
gift.
act.
Yeah,
Active
cool. Thanks for the
giving. Yeah.
expired hot sauce.
And you can't expire it. That's an arbitrary number. It means nothing.
No, but
It
everybody's
means
got expired
everything.
hot sauce in their fridge right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Come
don't
on,
worry.
Yeah, and I
man.
throw it out.
Oh.
Some people, speaking of the yardsticks and stuff, some people are early adopters of tech. Others are still flipping through the channel guide on their TV, trying to find, what's the Netflix channel? No, Ma, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. There is a thread online where people are talking about the outdated tech they're still using, and they're still perfectly happy with. So I see Moon, you use a notepad and pen every day.
Yeah. And that's new. That's something new to me, and it's changed my life. It's helped me so much.
Like, I take notes all the time, but they're in my phone. Like, I use the notepad on my phone.
Yeah, I was worried that once I went to paper, I would neglect the digital stuff, and vice versa. And I'm working through a system of having both, for very different reasons and different purposes. But I tell you, man, my life really changed when I started organizing things on paper. It helped my mind. It helped empty my mind so much because I carry so many things. Just from schedule to children to existential worries to whatever it is that I'm planning for that day, that month, that year. And writing things down is like, I thought I was past it, and it's a
And
life changer.
I'm sure that helps.
I still have a paper schedule planner, and I have a digital one too. So like I have to sync them up like every week. I make sure both are.
You have a paper planner too?
Yep.
Whoa.
Same paper planner, and I also write. I journal and keep notes. Any comedy I write handwritten.
Wow.
And I think part of it is that I can't type fast enough to keep up with my thoughts, and I lose things when I try to put it digitally. If I'm like trying to do something creative, I cannot type fast enough to be like, oh, that's funny.
I mean, my notes.
I'll lose things, but I can write it, and then if I find something I like, I'll transfer it to digital.
I love writing too.
I mean, I got folders and
me too.
Do you have a Learn folder on there, like all the notes from when I upset you from my
Yeah, I used to carry the moleskins, those little tiny black books, and that's what I had. I had probably like 50 of those things filled completely to the max,
Really?
but I haven't done that in a while.
I have files on all of you.
Ah!
I believe it.
So if you see me just take out my phone
files
for no
on you.
reason.
I have a whole Rizz section of my journal.
yeah?
Yeah. I'm writing a book too, man. Don't worry.
Oh,
I'm going to release it the same week yours comes out.
Well, mine comes out 2 days before both of yours.
So notebook and notepad and pen.
Back to you.
You
by
guys
Lern
are
Elwell.
You guys are all on board with that, all right? So because that is outdated tech, we don't need to use that. We have a notepad in our pockets all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really. I'm sure if
Great for editing.
I don't know. I just don't want to carry another thing around. That's why I use my phone. Watches that just tell time.
Now you got those.
I'm back to analog.
Man, I was thinking about that though. In the airport, I had like 7 things on me. I had this guitar on my back, and my wife called or something or texted, and I hit the little boop, and I couldn't believe that I was living a legitimate dream of mine. And I don't know if you had parents that were old enough or whatever that put Dick Tracy on you. But that's like that's an old ass thing.
You could answer your phone and talk into your wrist.
There were fewer dreams that I can remember as vivid as my 5-year-old. One of my first 5-year-old, like, oh my gosh, this would be the greatest thing. The memories that I have was thinking about having a Dick Tracy watch. Can you imagine?
But do you remember what the Dick Tracy watch looked like? It was big and
yeah. But it was a walkie-talkie.
Right?
But you were still talking.
It was a walkie-talkie where I would talk into my wrist and my friends would hear it. It was like the first dream, like where I connected some sort of, awesome thing that I saw, and I was like, that is what I want to happen in my lifetime. And I was doing it in the Dallas airport.
We're here.
I was like, blah, blah, blah. I'll be home at
I've had that moment too where I talked into my wrist.
And I thought, like, holy crap, I'm living my Dick Tracy 5-year-old dream. This is this is the coolest. It happened.
Yeah, but I would flip my watch around so I would talk into the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's cooler.
Like into
the
bottom of my wrist.
I forgot. They did make the toy for a minute there.
Like the bottom of my wrist.
But we're living our dreams, dude.
Did the Dick Tracy wrist phone have video too? I don't remember. Or was it just talking?
No. Because it was like that's a cartoon, or that's a comic or something from like the 40s, right?
You think under the wrist is cooler?
Oh, hell yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I like
this is cool. This kind of feels like you're.
This feels like some Men in Black stuff.
Yeah,
I like the fist.
That's why.
That's
I kind of like this.
You like? No, I like this.
And it protects your mouth.
Breaker
Captain's
19.
log. Stardate 2927.
I just couldn't believe it,
Spock
man.
tried to kiss me again.
Living out a dream.
I think I'm going to let it happen.
Captain,
we can hear you. You are on the intercom.
No, I went back to a regular wristwatch, and I think I'm happier.
Too much?
Good.
Is it because you were too connected?
Yeah.
Totally get it.
I upgraded to the Apple Watch from the Fitbit after my second Fitbit crapped the bed, and I love this Apple Watch. I have it on while I sleep. It's great.
Yeah, I love mine too. I thought it was an accessory I didn't need, and then as soon as I had one, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
If you took it off and you went back to an analog watch, would you panic going, I can't take my blood pressure all the time?
Yeah.
I don't know what my heart rate
You know
is.
how I roll. Yeah, I got to know what my blood's doing.
What do you have on the top? Because this is some old guy crap, but I got the weather.
Yeah, I got the weather, I got my heart rate, I got my activities, and I got deep breathing.
Yeah,
at any given moment.
I've got my activities time.
I can engage.
And the weather for the next week, because that's very important. Honestly, and you know what happened? I got a Wrangler. And I was like, I need to know what the weather is. Am I taking the roof off or not?
All right. So these are outdated tech we're still perfectly happy with. Anybody use a calculator with buttons?
Hell no.
And a screen?
The phone.
Not with buttons.
I used to when I worked at the bar. It was just easier because it was so easy to hit the wrong thing on your phone and have to start over. I still use like a countertop calculator.
Good point. If you do the one on the desktop, it like tracks your last thing, so you can delete it.
That's tight.
Oh, because I'm a calculator. I go too quick when I'm doing it, and I always make mistakes.
You think you hit plus and you didn't?
I hit.
Yeah.
You multiply it, and I'm like, wait a second, what do I do now?
Yeah.
I got to divide.
Does anybody still use physical media? DVDs, CDs?
Actually, my wife just had me hook up the DVD player because there was a series that she can't find anywhere online, and like for streaming. So she was able to get it at the library and check it out. So we watched, or she's been watching on DVD. It's pretty funny.
Time Warner's The Civil War.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Nice.
Something Anna Green Gables, one of those series.
Aww.
You know, we actually, I technically do. When my parents were coming over every week, I thought it would be fun to hook up the old VCR and take some of our old family VHSs, like Christmas and vacations from when me and my brother were young, and show the kids. So we started doing that. So I do have like a VCR hooked up.
Oh, I'm sure that
VHS.
was thrilling for them. Oh, cool. More. I could be playing Fortnite downstairs. Cool. We got to watch another family vacation VHS.
I love those old videos.
Yeah, we loved them too. We got to relive them, and the kids like found some interest in like seeing me as like a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
This Fortnite ain't gonna play itself.
The cabin we stayed at down in Hot Springs last week, there's no Wi-Fi. I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere and barely a phone signal if you're in the right spot. And that house has in numerous rooms loaded VHS and DVDs everywhere. It's pretty awesome.
Pinocchio from the Disney Vault on VHS. Awesome.
Kind of fun though.
Or like, books or textbooks. Even physical media video games. Now you can just you don't even need to go to the store anymore.
Yeah, they're all
like my son just, hey man, could I borrow $60? Mm-hmm. Why? Get a video game. I'm not taking it to the store. Oh no, we don't need to go to the store.
Do you guys remember, while we're on the subject of VHS and Pinocchio, why were Disney movies always in the VHS tapes? Were always in those plastic
the plastic ones,
the big plastic
With the
ones?
nipples.
that had the seals.
They were different. They weren't like the regular movies you would buy. What was the point of that?
Maybe
They were the big
stand out.
plastic white,
Collectors.
like
so they
white.
wouldn't fit in the things that held VHS. You'd have to put them in a bookshelf or something.
Yeah.
Maybe to stand out.
Is it that? Or do you think it was for kids to be able to get them open easier?
I would ask that same question of pornos from like the 80s and 90s. Like they always came in the big cases. Like if you looked in the pink room with the beaded curtain at the video store, those things looked enormous.
Is this Disney or
Why?
porno? That's a tough
Well,
one.
there were the sleeves. Like there were the VHS sleeves.
And that was the skinniest.
Bottom sleeve,
yeah.
side sleeve.
We're talking about like the opening up. Like you actually open
It's
up
called the
book.
clamshell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clamshell.
Yeah, that's
The
why.
thick
There you go.
clamshell
That's
ones.
why it came in porno.
There we go.
The thick clamshell ones. Yeah, I don't know.
The Disney ones, what I mean by the nipples is like you had to pop out the tape.
Yep. I know exactly what you
And
meant.
like where the little whoop, whoop, like where the little
Nippies.
Spindles.
the spindles.
Yeah.
I like
It was super weird.
I don't know why, but they were the big white plastic ones.
Right.
They were. What was up with that?
To stick out, set
Nickelodeon.
themselves apart.
I don't know.
Nickelodeon had the orange cases, which was cool because it was like their color.
Yeah, no, Disney, it's brilliant. Like with all the VHS tapes you got, you know where the Disney ones are because they're the
Yeah.
The biggest ones.
They were fatter. They had that like clamshell plastic, like whoop, whoop, there's like a sound to it when you open and
Oh,
close
yeah.
it because it was
Very
kind of hollow.
gratifying.
Oh yeah. Man, a motorless lawnmower. The last holdout that knew about that was Jeff's wife, Julie, would mow her lawn. Jeff didn't mow the lawn. Julie mowed the lawn with a motorless lawnmower.
Yeah, one of those Bugs Bunny
Like a
looking
push.
ones.
Oh, the
That's
Beaver
cool.
Cleaver one?
Yeah, it's just
The one where you just it was like a spinning fan?
People in the city still have those.
Yeah.
There's a little yard.
Rizz used one.
I did to
On
mow
my
Scott's
yard.
lawn.
Some people like it for grass heads, big lawn. Lawn heads love it.
It's more healthy for the grass, isn't it? Like the
I
angle.
think
or something,
so,
the way
and
they-
it's
Is
healthier
it?
for you too because it's a little
Well,
bit
you got to
extra
do a little
workout
more
and-
work.
But I know
Is
they
it healthier?
They kind of had a resurgence in 2020. Those things were for sale everywhere.
Yeah, people were looking for things to do. They were cooking. They were baking bread and mowing,
And mowing their lawn with a
hand
motorless
mows.
lawnmower?
I'm sticking with my scissors. I think it's just better to get the measuring, the yardstick out there and measure the yard. And
Now, you aren't going to mow an acre or more with a motorless push mower.
Lord.
I mean, I can understand the simplicity of some old tools, but this is, I guess, depends on your situation.
Hey, by the way, if that conversation about those Disney clamshell cases got you thinking like, oh yeah, I got a pile of those things down in the basement, check and see if you have any of the Black Diamond Classic EUC versions. If you have Beauty and the Beast from 1992 Black Diamond edition, it's worth $16,000.
Whoa.
If you
What do
have
those even look like?
if you have a Black Diamond Cinderella VHS, it's worth $25,000. Pinocchio, $10K. Dumbo, $20K.
Are these unopened, though? These got to be unopened.
Wait, Double came out in 1885? That's not right.
That's a typo.
No, yeah, it's 1985. Gotta be.
Even, no, I'm sure these got to be unopened. It's like those first edition, Mario Brothers games, still in the package.
Yeah. Crazy.
Man, some of these things are worth a lot of money.
I cannot find the answer as to why Disney.
Somebody said they're easier to spot somebody trying to steal them. I don't know. I'm thinking it's to stand out.
And make it easy for kids.
I'm sure the mouse has multiple reasons.
Dude, and by the way, back to our earlier conversation about outside smelling like crap. People are still checking in saying it smells like crap outside.
Listen, I'm just here for the people to report back. Observe and report.
Like there is
a
definite odor outside, I guess, and I can't smell it, and I'm worried.
Waterloo for sure, probably farmers spreading manure. Craig says the unseasonably warm weather seems to have sped up the decomposition of leaves.
Oh, do you have that blessing / curse of super smell?
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
I used to.
When I'm not, I either can't smell anything because I have terrible allergies, or I smell everything.
I used to have super smell, but COVID took that away.
Tina gets mad about it.
Yeah,
I'll walk in the house and be like, nope. What's going on in here?
Same for my dad.
And then she's like, what?
It's a curse.
But I'll find it. If there's something in the fridge that's old,
Yeah.
I'll get to the bottom
the
of
worst
it.
is if you open up the fridge and something's funky.
Yeah.
You consider it a blessing or a curse?
Probably.
As my father's son, I'll say that it's a curse for him because he's everything.
Well, I
annoys
say
him.
with great power comes great responsibility.
It's a curse in a way that it makes me paranoid, like at home, because you don't want your house to smell. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever want someone to come in my home and be like, ugh. I've been in people's houses too, where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ferrets.
Dog. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ferrets. The neighbors have ferrets.
Marmots.
Yeah. Is there a barn upstairs with a lot of animals?
Or I'll smell trash, or I'll smell.
Dudes, when you open up somebody's fridge, not your own, and there's a funk that comes from the fridge.
Yikes.
Puff. It's almost like a puff.
It slaps you in the face.
And you're eating dinner at the house.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that's ever happened.
Oh, it's happened to me.
Yeah.
No, but definitely when I got COVID a couple years ago, it definitely dulled
Yeah.
that super sense of smell I had.
Yeah.
Because
Now I smell like a mere mortal.
You miss it?
I do. In certain
like,
situations, I feel like, I need it. In other situations like this, can't smell dog crap outside.
Okay.
I guess I'm all right. When was the last time you stepped in dog crap? Like when you actually had a good,
Like,
it got in all the treads.
God, I remember my first pair of Doc Martens, like in the 90s. If you stepped in dog crap with your Docs on, good luck. Because, I mean, all those ridges trying to get it out.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while. I'm always on the look. I always know.
But it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny.
For me, it
I
happened
remember.
early summer this year because I was outside grounding,
You were barefoot.
walking around, barefoot and stepped in it.
Oh,
That
that's
was
so
perfect.
nasty.
No, I'm saying
Oh, man.
Listen, with your feet, you could just wash off. Still gross.
Well, I didn't. I decided
asking
to
for
wait a couple days.
But when, when it gets up into your treads.
There are 2 pair of shoes in my garage. Both of them were outside for probably about a month, and now they're inside. And one of them is my son's shoes because he stepped in dog poo on the way home from the bus stop a couple weeks ago, and he wouldn't clean his shoes. So I was like, "Well, put them outside." And he put them on the front porch. So I put them on the back. In the back, and then now they've made their way to the garage. And the other pair is a pair of Doc Martens that I bought in 1996.
There we go.
That I was last wearing last summer doing yard work, stepped in dog poop, and they've been in the garage ever
There you
since.
go.
Because you can't get it out.
You can't get it out, man.
I max hosed it, like I used the power washer,
Like a water
on the
pick.
bottom, and I was
Yeah.
like, for some reason, I feel like there's still something there. I'm just going to leave these in the garage. I'm sure they're full of spiders.
Lost cause.
My last incident was outside Shaw Park in Clayton. I was walking on the side lawn, the side grass.
Mm-hmm.
The grass closest to the street. Ready to get into my car, and I felt the squish. And it was enough. I mean, I was dead center on this turd.
You go, no!
Enough where it like came up the side.
Gosh.
It came up both sides. And I threw the shoes out.
Really? You didn't hose them off or anything?
No, I was not going to get in my car with them on.
Oh, yeah.
I was going home. It was so bad. I wasn't going to get in the car with them. I tried the scrape. I tried the curb scrape.
Yep.
Didn't work.
Yeah, the stick.
You're beating them.
I'd take a stick
And these were
that
shoes.
just stirs it up. And you're like, ugh.
These were shoes with like the thin treads.
Yeah.
And I got all up in them.
You ever barefooted it?
No.
No, that's what Scott said he did earlier this summer.
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot. The last time we were in downtown St. Charles, I forget what holiday was happening. Something was going on, and it was packed. People were everywhere. And we were in front of the ice cream shop as a family. All the kids are there. And, you're always kind of looking for some sort of games to entertain people. And there was like this dip in the cobblestone right there. So we were watching cars come too fast on it and bottom out. So we were kind of like, oh, here he comes. Here, this Toyota. Oh, he's going to do it. Bottom out.
Scrape.
While we're playing that game, eating our ice cream, this giant dog, I mean a beast of a mammal, poops right on the sidewalk, right there in front of everybody. The owner cares not, moves right on. So all the people that are around are like, oh, come on, man, what are you doing? So then now there's this giant, fresh, yellow pile right there on the sidewalk. And we were warning people for probably
Like, hey, watch
5
out.
minutes, like, look out, look out, look out, look out. And eventually, I can't save everybody. So we're eating our ice cream, and now we're starting to watch who's going to step in it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a fun game to play. It's a fun game to play.
is.
All right,
Yeah.
who's going to
But
start?
no one's picking it up.
And we're like, oh, purple coat, purple coat, purple coat.
Like, oh!
So we were doing that, and people were noticing us doing that, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, and then they started noticing. So now we've got like a crowd at the ice cream shop watching for cars bottoming out, and who's gonna step in the
Yeah, I'd be
poop.
throwing money down. Like, all right, I bet your purple coat's going to step in it. Oh!
It was the highlight of the week. I forgot all about this though.
Well-
and eventually, some gal, like the sweetest looking gal in the whole zip code. Right in it, center shoe,
Center shoe.
like you're saying. I mean,
Came up the
squashed
sides,
it.
both sides.
Yeah. Oh,
That was nice of you all not to go ask for a plastic bag and pick it up.
Well, it's
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. We were bad
been a
people.
good citizen. Yeah, I threw my shoes out, drove home, just in my socks because of my super sense of smell. I didn't even want to put the shoes in the car because I knew I was going to.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was going to stink up the
Stick
car.
Put 'em on
to
a
the
roof?
hood.
Just take the laces and put them on tie them on the roof rack. Have shoes just hanging out.
Could have done that.
Guy in a convertible would be happy.
Just threw them out right in the garbage.
You threw them out?
Threw shoes out.
Dude,
on
that's
brand
good.
for you. That's very on brand for you.
Kind of shoe?
Oh, they're luxury for sure.
I don't remember. They're gone. I put them out of my mind.
Probably
They're gone.
Vans.
Crocs.
These will never be the same.
Right.
No matter how much I wash these shoes,
Yeah.
or if I get I can never get all the dog poop out of those treads.
Yeah.
They will forever be the poopy sneakers, and I wasn't having it.
My friend stepped in human poop at the Statue of Liberty in New York.
Oh.
And it
Oh,
was,
no.
I was like, what a New York experience. 6 o'clock in the morning, we've been out all night, a bunch of comics. He's like, I've never seen the Statue of Liberty. And we walked, where's the place that's across?
Battery Park.
So we went to Battery Park. And he was walking down the boardwalk, dude, and stepped in it. And we were like, oh. And I'm like, that is
Are you
not-
sure it was human?
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99.9% sure. It didn't look, was not the size nor heft
Oh man!
nor composition of normal dog poop.
They throw shoes out.
What a
I
bummer.
mean, we're in New York and we're on foot. And I was like, dude, you gotta. We wouldn't let him bring him in the hotel room.
Did he try to scrape off on the side? Was it
He
dead
was
center
gagging.
shot?
He was moonwalking all the way back to the
I was
hotel.
gagging. It didn't even happen to me. And I was
Scrape,
just like,
scrape,
"Ah."
scrape.
Walk behind us 10 feet.
All right. On that note. All right, it's brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of Team Rizz. Visit hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From Bartelso, Illinois, which is where? Somebody please tell me where Bartelso, Illinois is.
Is that autocorrect for Bethalto?
No, it's Bartelso.
Bartelso, Bartelso, Illinois.
That is Clinton County.
Clinton
It
County,
is
where's that?
up
Nice.
by.
I
Let me
think-
tell you all about it. It's
It is really
Oh
close
man,
to
okay, so if
Germantown.
you're going to
Tornado
southern
Alley.
Illinois, like towards Centralia, it's kind of off of 64 as you go towards like southern
Hey,
Illinois.
shout out to all our listeners in Bartelso, Illinois. Especially Tammy Rutachik. Tammy Rutachik.
How's it spelled?
Bartelso.
No, I meant her last
Oh.
name.
Ratazzyk. Rutachik.
Nice.
Cool name.
Oh, yeah? You impressed?
I am.
Somebody wrote it out phonetically for
Oh,
me,
good.
by the way.
Thank
Thank you. Tammy's been a fan of the Rizz Show and the point since the very beginning. Loves the chit-chatting with her like-minded hair clients about the show. She appreciates the back-and-forth banter between the crew. Loves the addition of Lern and Rafe to the show. She cannot wait to wear her Team Rizz jersey to future Rizz Show events and continues to feel a close connection with the show every day. Well, thank you, Tammy Rutachik from Bartelso, Illinois. She is the Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. Just waiting for the end there. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the Craigslist Freak of the Week, the final quarter-final matchup. Next week, we start the semifinals. So we have today the number 3 seed up against the number 14 seed. Man. Here we go, guys.
Here we go.
Oh, man. Who's it going to be today? And it's all based on your votes. All right, welcome back to the Rizz Show. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Craigslist Freak of the Week here in just a moment. Carbon Celebrities coming up. We'll talk to Chris Kerber. In about an hour, there is a Blues game tonight. Coyotes are in town. Has anybody with their own eyes on the show here seen our billboard?
No.
Oh, Rafe has.
I have. I took a very blurry picture through my windshield to send to you guys.
That's right, I forgot.
But the ones that he just shared are awesome.
Oh, STL from above?
Yeah.
The drone.
Very
Yeah.
sweet of him.
Drone dude, yeah, dude. Shh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
The
best.
man.
Those look cool.
Yeah, so we got the drone up there, and
Got pictures with the arch in the background, Busch Stadium in the background, and it looks cool.
yeah, Sarah, can you pull a picture of that up there, Mooners?
Surely. Yes, I can.
Yeah, it was very kind of him to get the drone up there.
And
Thank you
it
so
felt
much.
good to go check that off my bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a
That's
good
huge.
spot too, man.
Yeah, look at that. That's great.
Arch in the background. Look at that. Busch Stadium. Very
Oh,
cool.
we should go put that on
Dang.
canvas. How could I? Can you get me a?
I have a Dropbox full of all these he sent. over.
Yeah, I'll pay to put that on canvas because we should put that in the office. That's one for the wall. Which one do you want with the arch and Busch Stadium in the background?
I don't know. Which one? Let's do the arch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Just in case people aren't sure where it is. Now, we've got the arch. We've got the
got
arch.
the arch, guys.
It's ours.
Yeah.
There's a really cool one. There's a third one he didn't post that I'll send over where it's like the entire skyline of St. Louis.
Oh, maybe that's the
That
one.
might be the one.
That
This
might be
one's cool too. Yeah.
Can I see?
So it's STL from above.
Nice.
Dude, he does such great work.
And he's a wonderful gentleman.
And a wonderful, wonderful gentleman.
He just was like, I'll go get that for you guys. Like, we didn't ask him. He just, like, out of the goodness of his soul.
Go to his social media. He's got some awesome pictures, especially of the new soccer stadium.
Yeah. He,
Like some pretty badass
does
photos
good.
of the new soccer stadium.
And if you want to stay on top of the happenings of St. Louis, follow him because he always seems to be ahead of everybody of what's going on. He always has the inside scoop.
He's doing my new headshots.
From above.
from
Which you
above.
look good from a distance.
Yes.
Oh,
Medium
nice.
from above.
All right, so we'll check that bucket list item
Yeah.
off your list.
I'm going to pull that out next week after all this, after all the fanfare of Flyover Comedy Festival and everything's over. We got too much going on this week, but next week I want to check in because I
Well-
know we got some stuff brewing. Moon's got a Grants Farm thing brewing. You got a Zamboni.
I got to call Sam at the Brentwood Ice Rink.
We got to get things moving.
I want to drive that Zamboni. And I was, what's funny is, I was looking at, I don't know, I got into a Zamboni vortex on social media.
Oh, it's, I
YouTube?
mean, they warn about that. They warn about Zamboni vortexes.
It was on YouTube.
Yeah, I was watching people like crashing them and the history of the Zamboni. I don't know. I like to do my research.
Is it named after someone? Why is it called a Zamboni?
Yeah, that's definitely a guy's name.
It
has to be,
Johnny
right?
Zamboni.
Johnny Zam?
Johnny Zamboni.
Johnny Z.
So what a cool job it would be if that's your job. Like if you could support your family being a Zamboni driver, would it be awesome?
Yeah.
Would it? Or would it be eventually I'm just driving in circles?
Well, that's what a race car driver does. It doesn't seem to get old for them.
Yeah, but that at least is a competition.
Hell yeah, dude.
So is this.
Frank Zamboni. What a name.
Of course.
Of course it's Frank.
Dude, that's
Frankie
awesome.
Zamboni.
Frankie Zamboni. Italian origin as a northeastern dialectal variant, possibly Venetian of Giambono, comprised of a reduced form of Gianni or Giovanni, John, so you were close, and Buono for good, Frankie Zamboni.
Frankie Zamboni. So,
listen, I need you to see a friend. Frank.
So, if you're a professional Zamboni driver, you flip a couple levers at the start, flip them again when you're done, drive in a circle for the rest of it. Stress goes through the roof when something breaks. So, Zamboni riding or driving professionally could be stressful. You ever sit at your office at work, look out the window, and daydream about having like a fun job? Maybe you're on your way to work right now, and you're like, man, I got to sit in a cube. Well, I'm going to break it to you. No job is fun all the time, okay? No job is fun all the time. So somebody recently asked the internet, which job is a lot less fun than most people expect? That's where I found this Zamboni thing. Like driving a Zamboni is not as fun as you think it is. And in this thread, people from all walks of life came in to rain on everybody's dream job parade. Like anything freelance, like finding work is a hassle if you're a freelance worker. Getting paid is a hassle, and you're on your own for benefits and retirement.
It's true.
Being a touring musician was a big one, too. It's boring, there's too much waiting around, and there's also the travel grind and unusual hours.
Yep, the statement, hurry up and wait.
Yeah, it is. You get to work a dream job for about an hour and 45 minutes every day.
And then there's the rest of it.
And then there's the rest of it.
Working in the film industry. It's a demanding job. There's stressful deadlines, and you're usually working to execute somebody else's vision.
Somebody sent me a meme, and it's like a van with the doors open and 9 bodies piled on one another. And it said, older musicians, oh man, I miss touring. I miss the days of touring. And then it said, the days of touring.
Yeah,
and
do you?
And had all the guys just, like one shoe on and in the summer trying to sleep in the van.
If you're working a good film crew, usually it's collaborative, but it is, dude. I feel bad sometimes.
But if that's your job, you're not always going to work on a great film crew.
No, you're going to get freelance. And also, man, that is like some of those sound guys that got to run a boom mic all day.
Yeah, they're
hurting, dude.
They're doing this the whole time.
They're holding a pole above their. Just try holding your hands above your head like this for about an hour and see how your back feels. Now imagine adding weight to it.
You may think video game testing. Wow, I love playing video games, man. That's cool. Yeah, playing a video game is fun. Testing the same elements over and over again for weeks is not. It's mindless and repetitive. Bartending. I love drinking.
Yeah.
I love drinking. Look, I know, I've seen Cheers.
It is cool that every bar's like that.
Third week dealing with everybody's hammered and just wanting you.
There's a lot of dealing with drunken idiots.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, one person compares it to babysitting toddlers while people are yelling at you.
Yes.
That's bartending.
Yeah. Any restaurant work, dude, is like watching adults turn into 3-year-olds. Because it's like no one ever cares. No one is ever mindful that you're trying to wait on
40 people.
50 to 100 people. They're like, me want now. Me want toy. I've had people.
And I'm gonna bitch and moan until I get what I want.
Or just be rude. Just be completely throw tantrums, and it's wild.
You may think beer brewing. I like drinking beer. Beer brewing. It can be a lot of physical work, very long hours. One person said it's like a wet, hot janitorial job. Where you get beer at the end.
Hey, do master brewers come home smelling like yeast? Like, do they smell like that?
Sure.
Like when our buddies worked at Fazoli's, he still smells like breadsticks.
He
hasn't worked there for 18 years.
I can't imagine you don't.
Yeah.
But
You work at a restaurant, you smell like fryer grease.
Yeah, when I was in the service, I smelled like fries all the time. When
But I wonder, like, I mean, I've known a lot of like beer guys and brewers, and they never smelled to me. But I wonder if they're bringing that home.
Well, maybe
I'm sure
they
it's more
probably shower
hops.
there at work. Maybe
Hops.
I'm sure it's more hops than yeast.
Yeah. I wonder if they shower there.
Working in tech, you often work a lot of hours, stressful hours. Traveling salesperson. Some people think constant travel is sexy, but in reality, it's an endless cycle of airport, hotel, boardroom, hotel, airport with no time to sightsee or explore.
Yeah, cool. Oh, yeah. You get to drive your Taurus all over Kansas.
Yeah.
Although my buddy was a traveling salesperson, for a company, and now with Tinder, he was killing it.
Oh, well, if that's what you're after.
Killing it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
I
miserable.
guess that's like better than like.
Single guy.
Yeah, but it still sounds miserable. Maybe I'm just that guy, but
He said it was pretty awesome, I'll be honest with you.
I don't know.
I'm just real sad lately, man. What's going on, Frank? Everything okay? Yeah, just going from city to city and hooking up with these guilt-free, no strings attached, hot ladies in every city. And I got to tell you, man, I'm tired.
I don't know, man. To be honest, it sounds like 2 jobs.
He loved it. I'll be
He's
honest
getting
with you, he
jobs,
loved
all right.
it.
Good for him.
My old roommate. Ben, my old roommate.
Ben.
He's kind of a wild card
Killing it.
anyway. wasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Scuba instructor. Not as fun as you might think it is. Somebody said it ruined the hobby for him. Quote, it's herding cats and nursing somebody with a sore ear because it can't equalize. I don't even know what that means.
That was my issue with that.
I can't equalize.
I know.
My head's going to explode.
I've seen both the movies with Denzel, and I can't equalize.
I can imagine that being stressful. Have you ever seen people panic when they're 50 feet deep? It's terrifying. I would hate to be responsible for that. Have you ever been scuba diving?
No, man.
It's one of the coolest, weirdest,
awesome.
most bizarre, amazing experiences you'll ever have. It's the coolest.
I went for the training in a pool,
Yeah.
and I was like,
This
Yeah,
is
that's
it's
me.
not for me.
Oh, dude.
I did, and my instructor's name was Buzz. So you know that guy was very cool.
Man, it's incredible.
Buzz Aldrin.
You get 50, 60 something feet down, and you're like down there with animals, and you look up and you see the surface. Dude, it is one of the most remarkably cool things a human being can experience.
I'm sure.
But
snorkel's fine.
It's frightening as well.
Yes. Did you find it peaceful, though? Once you
I found it amazing.
When
and
I got down there, I was like, man, it almost was zen-like because it's so quiet.
It was magic, but
As long as you can, like, keep your cool and be calm and, like, understand you can breathe and everything.
I'd just be thinking, is this thing going out of oxygen?
Yep.
Yeah, the first time you go down there, the whole time you are in your mind trying to stay cool and trying to breathe slower. And I was young when I first did it, and the thing that gave me peace of mind, I know this is going to sound so dumb, but pufferfish. Pufferfish, like box pufferfish, are like this big. They're huge fish, not unpuffed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for some reason, when we got about 25 feet deep, these 3 pufferfish kind of came up, almost like little dogs.
Yeah.
And they stayed with us and just like surfed with us. And and honestly, it made me feel so much better. I'd look over and the pufferfish is 5 foot from me, and I was like, cool, ain't no sharks around. When this guy darts away, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm gonna dart away. Park ranger. I know you. That's your dream
that's
job.
heck
Park
yeah, dude.
ranger.
It's a
Yeah,
great
man.
job.
Not as fun as it.
Well,
I think it is.
Yeah, because sometimes you get assigned to Kansas.
Someone did say it's awesome. So what's the problem? One ranger said you're basically paid in smiles and sunsets.
Yeah, but that's what I'm there for.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. You're not doing it for
nowhere.
Yeah, smiles and sunsets.
Yeah, it pays low, but like, dude, can you imagine like being a ranger up in Zion and like, helping like repair the paths or, I don't know, just go. I mean, dude, I love the national parks. Our country is so freaking beautiful, dude.
Working at Disneyland. This one seems pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
That just seems like a nightmare.
Doggy daycare. This one also seems pretty self-explanatory.
I don't know. I feel like I'd enjoy it.
Working for the FBI. Yeah.
Heck
cool
yeah.
job, right?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, paperwork.
Wait a
You're a
buddy.
government slave spending 99% of your time working ridiculous hours in a cube, disconnected from reality and human emotion.
But you get to like drive cars, tear up cities.
And 1% of the time doing something cool.
But wait, what was the sentence you said before the cool sentence? Something about devoid of human emotion?
Disconnected from reality and human emotion.
That's amazing. That's amazing you say that. We have a friend whose family is basically like FBI family. And the dad is
a robot.
known as like the most emotionless human being I've ever known, I've ever met. I've heard very few words out of the guy's mouth, but even his son is like, oh yeah, he's never shown emotions. He doesn't joke. He doesn't do anything. And he's never, ever talked about his work. It's one of those where it's just like, yeah, he works for the FBI. That's it. That's the only thing you'll
Turns
ever
out
know
he's
about the
janitor.
human.
That's why he's so bummed. Man's gonna move up.
But
Reminds
like,
me of that episode of Simpsons where I think they're in Australia, and they're at the U.S. Embassy, and Homer's jumping back and forth in front of the Marine, and he's like, I'm in Australia. I'm in America. I'm in Australia. I'm in America. And he hops over, and the Marine punches him in the face and goes, we don't tolerate that kind of crap there in America, sir. That was it. Like no joking.
Also, tattoo artist and body piercer. Not as cool as you may think.
yeah.
People, and then this person says, people generally have dumb, boring ideas and don't shower enough.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that would be disgusting.
I mean, how many Marvin the Martians can you put on somebody's pube line? You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great.
Yeah, man. That exact, yeah.
I want the
exactly.
Tasmanian devil
Right here.
Next to Marvin the Martian.
next to Marvin the Martian. Still
Looney
people
Tunes
are people still getting Marvin the Martian tattoos?
I don't know, but that was like the
I have
Flash.
a wild idea. I'm going to get Namaste tattooed on my rib cage.
Next to my Miami Hurricanes logo.
Yeah, it's like, I actually have a stencil for that.
Yep, just slap that on.
I mean, it's not an original idea. Hey, by the way, the woman who had Kevin, the name Kevin tattooed across her forehead, we talked about it yesterday, and it's a video that's gone viral, millions and millions of hits. She was interviewed yesterday, and she's still like, this is a real tattoo.
Okay.
I'm still calling BS. She has Kevin tattooed across her forehead. Mind you, in her videos, we've never seen Kevin.
Big fan of the movie Up.
Yeah.
Kevin?
Yeah, and that's a character's name.
Or Home Alone.
Or
yes.
The mom from Home Alone needed that tattoo so she could look in the mirror and be like, oh,
that's his name.
not going to happen a fourth time.
All right, let's get to the Craigslist Freak of the Year playoffs. It's our final quarterfinal match. So we have the number 3 seed up against the number 14 seed. So based on your votes, and you'll vote via Twitter at Rizzuto Show, one of these ads moving on to the semifinals. Now, the winner of this matchup will play Preg Berube. And then you also have Scatatui and Pooter McGavin in the other semifinal matchup. Guys, we have this week, next week, November 16th. Then we take the week off for Thanksgiving. November 30th for the final semifinal match, and the finals will be December 7th.
Wow. Already
a day that will live in infamy. December 7th. Woo. Roosevelt predicted it.
Yes.
He knew.
He knew all the way back then. All right, so Lern, let's get into it. Craigslist Freak of the Year. Quarterfinals. Our number 3 seed. Coming at you.
10 to you. Female for anyone, 46 years old, Revelstoke, British Columbia. I've been a nurse in a nursing home for a few years. I really love the job and helping people live out their final days in a great place. My one problem is how turned on I get when I have to clean a person. The smells, textures, and how I have to clean my nails from the random messes. It's so exciting. I never know what the day is going to bring. I've been into scat and golden shower play for a while. However, it doesn't get me turned on like it used to, though I still welcome that, of course. I'm ready to go further. I'm looking for someone that has boils or warts that I can drain. I want to taste and feel those masses when we get together. This may seem odd, but I promise it will be beautiful. I can send you a pic of me to let you know that I'm a big, beautiful lady.
All right, we first heard from this lovely, lovely woman from Revelstoke back on March the 16th. Won again on August 10th. And a round number 2 winner on October the 5th. This is Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
Susan Boyle. This is the nursing home nurse.
Man, yummy.
Who loves scat and
Golden
cleaning people.
showers.
Golden showers.
Right.
All right, scat and golden showers. Been that way for a while. However, does not get her turned on like it used to.
Goosebumps.
So there you go. That's Susan Boyle.
We're not talking Cab Calloway scat.
No, no. I'm the scat man. No. That's something different.
Different kind.
All right, so that's the number 3 seed, Susan Boyle, and the other quarterfinal competitor is our number 14
Why do you look so
seed.
sad? Is this bad? I don't even know which one you're about to read.
Are we ready?
Coming at you.
Thanks. Put me in, coach, man for man. I have an authority fetish and several unresolved crushes on coaches and instructors that I'm obsessed with my boy's hockey coach. He is happily married and I'm friends with his wife. I would go for it with him, but I'm no homewrecker. However, I'm at home right now and looking to get wrecked. The only porn I watch is always a coach or yoga instructor pleasing their pupil, and I need that to be my reality. I need you to embody every male coach I've ever lusted after and put on those short neoprene shorts where you're bulging out because they're so short. You don't have to be fit. In fact, a potbelly is preferred. Blow the metal whistle and yell at me to work harder. When I don't, come to me and correct my form from behind. Flip me over for a proper stretch. Let me feel the cold steel of that whistle as it dangles from its chains, as it makes its way up my bare, very hairy chest, and then I open my mouth and it falls inside. Pull off my workout pants and get into the musty smell of sweat and effort that fills the room. Every thrust will make me blow your whistle until you get me where I need to go and you hear a long, shrill blare of a final trilling of the spit and exhale, sending that whistle ball rolling around in its chamber. We have reached the end of our drill. If you're not done by then, I will stand and do jumping jacks while you do sitting ones. LOL. Then we will hit the showers and you will immediately leave. I'm also into gunplay. We can discuss that later.
Man.
It's the description of the whistle for me every time.
Every time. All right, that is the number 14 seed. We first heard from this freak back on June the 22nd. Then it won again on August the 10th. Second round of the playoffs on October 5th. Jason Jisringhausen. Boy, who is it gonna be, guys? Who is it gonna be? Who are we endorsing? This is a big deal.
I know who I'm endorsing.
Lern?
Susan Boyle, straight up.
Straight up Susan Boyle.
I can't get the draining of boils.
That's
and then you can't drain a wart, but if you try,
You can
it
lance
gets
a
all
wart.
gross. Ugh. And so I just, to me, and for some reason, aside from the gunplay, the coach guy is seeming normal. Somehow, over these last couple of months, this is normal to me now.
Coming around.
Yep.
I know.
4
I
syllables.
think I'm getting freakier.
Yeah.
Coming around.
4 syllables. Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle. Susan
Boyle.
Boyle is 2 for me. Boyle.
Is it 2?
Boyle.
Boyle.
Okay, fine. 3. 3.5.
Weird word.
3.5.
No matter how
Susan
you chop it up,
Boyle.
it's definitely not 2 syllables.
No, if you go Boyle.
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 Boyle. That's definitely 2 syllables. How,
Yeah, that's
how,
2
how you going to say
syllables.
that definitively?
Well,
Boyle.
Susan is 2.
Susan 2. Boyle.
Yo.
It's minimum 3 syllables.
Boyle. It has
Boyle.
it has 2 parts to the word.
Da. Ha ha. This is great.
It's
We gotta figure this out.
L-E.
I'm going with
Darn it,
Susan.
it's 1 syllable.
I'm going Susan
Really?
Boyle.
But it says it's a diphthong.
I wear those.
Hey,
A diphthong.
Yeah,
That was
you're a
Scott's
big
nickname.
diphthong.
it's not cool to say that anymore.
It's a monosyllabic syllabic vowel with 2 sounds. Either way, 3.5 syllables. Susan
I'm
Boyle
going
takes
Susan
this.
Boyle.
There's no chance that Jason moves on, right?
He's tamed.
I tell you what, Jason.
I'm going Jisringhausen. I got 6 syllables for you. Jason Jisringhausen. Count them up.
How? It's a dude looking for
Here's
a gay
why.
hookup with his
I
son's
think, and I said
coach.
this before, I didn't vote for Susan last time. I think it's disgusting, but it doesn't check all my freak of the week boxes. It's a disgusting thing. It is grotesque.
Rafe, might I just push back a little bit?
Go ahead.
This woman says she's been into scat and golden shower play for a while, and it doesn't get her turned on like
Yeah.
it used
She's
to.
a
Yeah,
super
that's
freak.
a little
Are
freak.
you
I
out
feel
of
like
your
she just
mind?
watches Dr. Pimple Popper. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff comes across my Instagram feed unwarranted. It's not even freaky anymore. People love it. People are like, yeah, I want to sit around and watch stuff get popped and drained.
So why?
There's videos all over the internet.
But not
Smell.
sexually necessarily. I like the pimple popping. I
That's
don't know
what I
why.
mean. So it's not even.
But it has nothing to do with.
That's what I guess that's just like, I think everyone's focusing on like, oh, drainage and it's just like, people are kind of into that.
She wants to taste it.
Yeah.
It's the dirty nails for me.
It's gross.
She
But
wants
it's
to
not.
put whatever liquid comes out of those cysts and boils into her mouth.
The visual is.
I agree that
abhorrent.
it is disgusting.
It's the whole
It
thing
is
for me.
disgusting, but is it freaky?
Yes.
It's the whole
This
thing.
dude wants to bang his son's hockey coach and is looking to find someone to embody every male coach he's ever had a crush on, get pounded through neoprene shorts while he blows a whistle in ecstasy and then do jumping jacks while the person finishes and then is also into gunplay. Let me tell you something. Let's not glaze over the gunplay here.
Yeah. No, I agree.
He made it this far for a reason. I just don't think he's going anywhere.
Let's not glaze over
I'm not.
the fact that this guy
like
casually at the end mentioned that he's into gunplay.
I like that Rafe is the wiki freak version of the, like, you break it down in a way.
I take this very seriously.
You do.
As everyone should.
Yeah.
I do think the listeners will probably move Susan Boyle on because they won't get past the disgustingness of it. But if you look into your heart and the true freak, I think is Jason Jisringhausen.
I am imagining Susan Boyle putting her mouth over a lanced boil.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
I'm imagining a guy, someone's dad, my friend's dad, Gary, just like going out in a barn with a dude dressed like Coach Ellis, my old PE coach, in his blue neoprene shorts. Yeah. Getting pounded while he's stretching out with a whistle hanging off the other guy's neck while he's pounding him and he's blowing in the whistle like standing up, doing jumping jacks while the coach Joe's. And then when all that's done and my eyes can take no more, pulling out a gun and being like, now let's get into some real stuff.
All right,
That's
so
crazy.
Jason Jisringhausen for you.
That's crazy.
Playoff worthy, but he ain't going on.
Ray, Scott, sorry.
Well, actually, after Rafe's convincing argument there, yeah, Susan Boyle, 100%.
The defense rests you on.
Yeah, Susan Boyle. She's walking away with this one.
Freak justice. Wow.
All right, we'll see. We will see, guys.
Is Susan into gunplay?
I don't know.
Well, she likes things
I
to
don't
pop.
know. Yeah, what's popping? Mm-hmm. All right, based on your votes, one of these freaks moving on. Is it Susan Boyle? Is it Jason Jisringhausen? Vote via Twitter at Rizz Show, and we will have the winner when we sign on tomorrow morning. Man, this is why we played the game, guys.
I love, you have a tear on your cheek. That is the best.
My friend just texted me. He was like, bro, I can't let the gunplay comment go. It's so random and insane after the description of the whistle. I'm telling you, there's something there.
Okay.
Okay.
Crab on Celebrities after the break. It is 7:50. Oh, and we have a concert announcement to make, too, after the break. For 8 a.m. announcement on Thursday, 11/9 with the Rizz Show. Well, it's 11/9, and it's almost 8 o'clock. Traffic and weather, Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is Sunday, June 2nd. Time to lock in your NASCAR Cup Series tickets now at www.raceway.com. We got a crash on 44 eastbound at Osage Street. There's also a center lane closed due to debris on the road, 270 northbound at Gravois. And now there are delays 55 northbound between River City Boulevard and Gasconade. Average speed down to 25 miles an hour. Your point forecast today, a cold front has slipped in. High of 59. Right now it's 48 at the Point Studio. Your point forecast is brought to you by CarX Tire and Auto.
All right, Lern, what do you got for us?
Yay, the writing war is over. Playboy bunnies ruin the pipes at the Playboy Mansion, the band who has sold the most tickets ever, and the worst cover songs of all time.
Oh, we had the best the other day, now
Yes.
the worst.
The worst are coming at you. And honestly, I like this list better than yesterday's list. Yeah.
All right.
I know. I think I know number one.
As the worst cover song of all time.
I think so, but we'll see.
Okay. We got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next in your Crap on Celebrities. Stay there. Concert announcement.
Do it.
I'm making it official. 105.7 The Point presents a big summer show featuring 30 Seconds to Mars. It's Jared Leto's band. 30 Seconds to Mars with special guests, AFI,
Nice.
Poppy, and Kenny Hoopla.
I'm into that. I was thinking about AFI yesterday, Davey Havoc.
That All Hallows Eve EP and that whole era.
Crazy.
Some of the coolest records ever.
Back early 2000s AFI.
Yeah, man.
That's good stuff.
I even like the later stuff, like Girls Not Grey and all that.
Yeah, AFI, that's a good band. 30 Seconds to Mars, that's a good band. I saw Poppy open up for Pearl Jam, I believe.
This last time around?
I think so. I think that was the band that was opening.
I thought it was, the guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers who, Josh Klinghoffer.
Klinghoffer. Who did I see Poppy open for?
Not sure. I think she does I don't know if it's just the girl, but they do a cover of Kitty, Brackish, I believe.
Oh, yeah? Was it? Maybe they opened up for Tool. I don't know.
That would make sense.
Art of Drowning. That's my favorite.
Or they opened up for Jane's Addiction and Smashing Pumpkins. That's who it was.
Was that it? There you
That's
go.
it. That's it.
So much rock.
So much rock, guys. The show is August 2nd. That's a Friday, guys. Friday, August 2nd, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Oh, next Friday. Friday, November 17th. So not this Friday, next Friday at 10 a.m. Pre-sale happening Thursday, November 16th, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Use code POINT for the pre-sale. So there you go. 30 Seconds to Mars, AFI, Poppy, Kenny Hoopla. Big summer show, August 2nd at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. So if you quit watching TV tomorrow, you would have time for a second job.
Okay.
At least one that's part-time. A survey found the average American streams 1,112 hours of shows and movies in a year. So that's over 21 hours a week.
Dang.
So 5,000 Americans were polled, 100 in every state. So here are a few more quick stats on America's streaming habits. The state that streams the most is Wyoming, where 40% of people in Wyoming stream more than 50 hours of content a week. That's enough for a full-time job.
I get it. There's nothing to do out there. It's just so lonely.
stare at
There's
the
nothing
mountains.
beautiful to go
Yeah.
check out and invest in.
Listen, you've seen one mountain range.
Okay.
You've seen them all.
that's no-
Riding
not
horses
wrong.
is terrible. Yeah. Ugh.
You can't be outside all the time, Scott.
Well,
Minnesota is the top state for true crime shows. Indiana watches the most dramas. Nevada loves romantic comedies. And people in Idaho are the most likely to stream the same movie over and over and over again.
I like that one the best.
57% think streaming while hooking up is an acceptable first date now. But once you've gone through the hookup stage, you better be into the same stuff. Having a different taste in movies is a deal breaker for 45% of us.
Yeah.
45, wow.
Are we all compatible with our partners as far as
Perfectly.
far as what we love?
Yeah.
We have a
That's a
90
no for me.
We have a 90-10 overlap. Like 90% of what I love, she absolutely loves, and vice versa. And then we have our 10%ers where like there's something like I like Beavis and Butthead. She hates it. She likes Sex in the City. I have no interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she has her own things, which I think is healthy, and I have
It is.
my own things.
yeah, healthy. Yes, of course
You
it's
know,
healthy.
a couple sports things, and that she wants no part of, and the rest of it we're perfectly compatible. I love
I think
it.
that's perfect. 90-10 because we're the same
Yeah.
way. Like I love Hallmark movies. She loves really gory horror films.
Of course.
And, we're kind of the same stuff.
I will say this, though. I've had this thought this week. Like, Tim has sort of a dominance over the main TV room, like what we're going to watch. Like last night, he was like, hey, you want to watch a movie? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, anything Adam Sandler, like the good Adam Sandler
You
movies.
wanted to watch anything Adam Sandler?
Yeah, we were like on Hulu, I think, and there was they have like an Adam Sandler channel going on right now. And I said, what about Billy Madison? And I suggested that, and then he put on The Waterboy, which is a great movie too, but not as good as Billy Madison. And I thought to myself, I think we need to go every other week. He gets to have full reign, and then I'll have
But
full
I think
reign.
that was a good compromise. You said Adam Sandler, so then he gets to pick the Adam Sandler movie.
I agree. Yes, that example is good.
That was good.
But also, like, when we're just sitting there, he's just In full
If
control.
my wife ever came into the room and said, "Oh, I'm in the mood for Adam Sandler," I would say, "What's wrong?"
You
Why?
would say 50 First Dates. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh my
hate
God,
that.
I
hate
love that
You
movie.
hate that movie? You
Hate
would.
that movie.
You would.
Hate that movie.
I love him and Drew Barrymore together. in
Least
any
favorite Adam
capacity.
Sandler movie of all. I'd even.
You would say
I'd
Wedding
rather
Singer.
watch
Jack
the
and
Sandy
Jill.
Wexler movie.
No, you wouldn't.
Then
No, you
50
wouldn't.
50
Don't-
First Dates is a
don't do
great
that to yourself.
soundtrack.
Now you're just being dramatic.
Drew's
we know
so
you're lying.
cute in that movie.
All right, I'm lying. You're
All
right.
right, completely, yeah.
It's the worst
Yeah,
piece
Sandy
of crap
Wexler
that was
was
made in the
awful.
last decade.
I got so depressed at the end of 50 First Dates.
Why?
It's heavy, boy. He doesn't want heavy in Adam Sandler movies.
Okay, but it's so beautiful.
She still can't remember crap.
that
and she's got to
happens.
relearn everything.
But he loves her enough to try
I
every
know,
day,
but
and
it's
they
just
have
a
a
nightmare.
child.
She's got to be living a nightmare.
They see an iceberg. It's incredible. Her dad's there. Sorry,
Yeah.
spoilers.
She's got to be
Algae
living a
galore
nightmare.
Right now.
She can't. She has no.
E.T.
Yeah, to be
comes.
fair, it does seem almost like there's
No memory.
a victim. There is a strange twist at the end there where you're like, whoa.
Dude, it's
I don't know how I feel about
inclusivity of
this.
people that have memory
No, I understand.
disabilities.
I get that part, but
Yes.
the fact that at the end, spoiler, she wakes up and he's got to leave her all the notes like these are your children.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, man.
That's a very sad ending.
There's a
happy ending would be they find a cure and she remembers.
It is
That's not the
tremendously
reality,
difficult.
though.
Yeah, it is difficult though.
I don't-
That's a hard
I
one to
think it's
reconcile
beautiful.
in
I
the
don't
last
watch
4
Adam
minutes.
Sandler movies for reality.
I do.
Wedding
I do.
Singer. Wedding Singer. Go
Go
Wedding
watch
Singer.
Click, dude.
Yeah.
Kids' lives are going by in a flash, man.
Kate Beckinsale's like,
Woo.
not that she's not still
that
in her
movie.
prime.
What?
Click.
I
No,
love
50
Adam
First
Sandler.
Dates.
Wedding Singer.
That's a great
10
one.
out of 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's maybe the best one. That's like
Oh,
the
you think that's
unsung
the
hero.
high watermark for
It
Adam
might, I mean,
Sandler's movies?
I think Happy Gilmore's probably the high
Gilmore.
watermark, but Wedding Singer.
So good. Spanglish. Love it.
Happy
what was that
Gilmore,
one?
I had that
Billy
movie
Madison.
on DVD.
Billy Madison though is not the greatest film.
Waterboy.
Waterboy number 3. You're
What else?
Big
What
Daddy is
our-
above. Big Daddy's
Daddy.
above
No, Big Daddy's
Waterboy.
below
Big Daddy.
Waterboy for me.
And this is where you're
Hot ass
Below
Jon
Waterboy.
Stewart.
you can't even come back from that.
You don't mess with the Zohan.
Big
should
Daddy
be number 1.
is more depressing than 50 First Dates. I'm here to say it. The ending. Let's ruin all the Adam Sandler movies for the kids right now. Because he
think
doesn't
Big
get to
Daddy's-
adopt the kid.
You don't have
Jon
Wedding
Stewart
Singer
has to.
in top 3?
It's top. No, it's probably after. No, it's probably after Waterboy.
You don't
and
even get a
before
vote.
Big Daddy.
Wow.
Your vote's been revoked.
Also, can I ask
Damn.
You're not even
Damn it.
registered. You're no longer.
All right,
you're no
I'm
longer
just gonna-
registered.
Can we go around
Fine.
the horn with this? Because I asked Tim this last night too. Are you sexually attracted to Fairuza Balk in Waterboy?
In
Who's
Waterboy,
that?
yes, because she never wears a bra in the entire movie.
Yeah. It's the Levin. She's from The Craft. She plays the evil girl in The Craft.
cool.
And
What
name.
year was a Waterboy?
like 2000? Something. 2001?
98.
99? 98?
Yeah.
98.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Fairuza Balk made
She's a
my loins
babe.
tingle. In that movie.
33% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh yeah. Let's.
Oh,
let's
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Wedding,
Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah, Vicky Valancourt.
Wedding
Bobby
Singer.
Boucher.
72% on Rotten Tomatoes. But you go ahead and keep Waterboy in. Waterboy simping.
I'm sorry, what?
Waterboy.
I don't know, man. You're
Waterboy
just
simping.
strange. You're a strange man. Strange
I like
man.
what I like.
50 First Dates. What about just go with it with hot ass Jennifer Aniston and Brooklyn
Longest
Decker?
Yard was good.
Longest Yard was good. I like that murder mystery he did with Jennifer
That
Aniston.
one
The
was
first one
awesome.
was good.
Oh, yeah.
50 First Dates. 45%.
Anger Management with
Yikes.
Oh.
Jack Nicholson was a good
That's a
one.
good one, too.
You know what?
Dang.
I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that after Waterboy.
Okay.
Anger Management.
Well, hey, if we're doing
That-
this,
that
if we're
makes
doing
sense.
Adam Sandler films, then where does the Anxiety Train, known
Yeah.
as
Uncut
Righteous,
Gems?
yeah, Uncut Gems?
I wouldn't even put that in the same league as those movies.
Well, okay, well, but you did.
That's its own separate
You did
category.
Anger Management and Spanglish
Anger
and all
Management.
that.
I didn't say Spanglish.
I
or
did.
Punch Drunk Love.
I said Spanglish. I love it.
Those go in a different folder.
Those go in a different folder.
I'm dazed here.
Yeah, I don't consider those Sandler films.
Anger
I
Management-
consider those Sandler in films.
Anger Management was definitely a Sandler movie.
Are those Happy Madison productions? When I say,
I think they all are.
When you say, oh, they are. Well, hell,
I think just
really?
his production company.
How'd you guys,
Hustle.
How do we feel about Grown Ups?
Hustle, different folder.
That's in its own.
Grown-Ups
That's in its own folder that gets burned.
Grown-Ups 1 was okay.
Come on.
I wouldn't put it in the top tier of Sandler movies.
Grown Ups was a money grab for everybody and all of his friends. Like, hey, let's
That
just
was just gonna make my
let's
friends.
just get together and hang out, and we'll charge
It's an
people for it.
interesting one.
Hustle. Did you you saw Hustle?
That's my
good.
boy felt like that too. I was like, they tried to like force Sandler and
Grown Ups is one of the
And,
dumbest pieces of
Andy
crap.
Samberg to do a movie together.
Yeah, it was just a, hey, let's put a whole bunch of funny people and it'll make a hit. And it wasn't. It was
Well, they made a
total
sequel.
garbage.
Reign Over Me.
That goes
Different
in,
folder.
That goes in the.
That's a great
Serious
movie.
folder?
That's a
folder.
great movie.
Right?
I forgot about that. I almost got
Dude,
teary on that
Uncut
one.
Gems. Damn, dude.
Man.
It's great.
Did you see Hustle, Lern?
Yeah. I liked it.
Uncut
Great.
Gems is top 3 of movies I enjoyed that I never will watch again.
I don't need to see it again.
I love Adam Sandler in any capacity. The only time I hated him was Jack and Jill when he plays his twin girl, and he's like they're big and it's just not good. It's just not, it's not good at all. Like the
Jack and Jill?
Jack and Jill.
Hey, where's Little Nicky go? Because Little Nicky,
Little Nicky.
Gosh.
Little Nicky, when you first watch it, you go, oh, maybe that was a piece of crap, but I enjoyed it. And then the
was
second
underrated.
time you watch it, you
Such a
go,
great
whoa, that
soundtrack.
movie rules.
And POD.
Deftones, Incubus,
Man.
Ozzy,
Yeah.
Ever
Little Nicky.
Pantera,
POD had a
everybody's
big
on
video
that.
from that.
Little Nicky, Nick Swartzen.
Yes.
His character in that is hilarious.
Dude,
pretty good.
Kevin Nielsen with the boobs on his head.
Yeah. Ozzy's
Kevin
in
Nealon?
it.
Kevin Nealon. What'd I say?
Kevin
Nielsen?
Nielsen.
Yeah, that's a
That's a new guy.
different guy.
That's the guy with the boobs on his head.
Anyway.
So, remote at your house, you have it. It's Billy Madison.
Yeah. I would like if I would have just gone straight to which is fine.
I'm sorry, Mr. Deeds.
Mr.
Oh,
Deeds.
Mr. Deeds, top 5.
Also good.
It's good.
Top 5. Remake. That's a cover.
Yes.
That's a good one. Man, that's a good one.
There's some good ones.
Anyway, shout out to Adam Sandler.
Shout out to Adam Sandler.
You feel like you don't get enough
And Alan
control
Cover.
over your TV.
I
That's when
feel
this
like
all
Tim
started.
has run of the roost as far because I'm not in there as much. Like I go to bed, and then he's in there, and so like I go to so I don't know.
Tina and I have good overlap, and I feel like we have a good sharing. And I'll be like, "What do you want to watch? You just put
Yeah.
on whatever you want, and I'll watch it with you."
I mean,
'Cause
Tim
we're
will do
pretty
that
close.
too.
The only thing I don't like, she likes One Punch Man, which is like an anime show, and I tried, and I'm like, I just don't get it. It's not
Can't
for
do
me.
it.
My
I'm
wife
not an
will-
anime guy.
My wife will say, okay, I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
XYZ. Yeah.
I don't want to watch an action movie. I don't want to watch a slapstick comedy movie.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes in
I
our house,
say,
too.
I guess we ain't watching nothing.
Yeah, she'll pick the shelf and I'll pick the book. You know what I mean?
I guess that is the best type of compromise.
Holiday movies are big this time of year, but not only this time of year. So 2/3. Can you watch a holiday movie off season?
Yep.
I cannot.
Depending on the movie.
So can you watch the ultimate of holiday movies, Christmas
Story?
Vacation?
Die Hard.
Oh, Christmas Vacation? Yes.
Yeah,
Any
easily.
Any
You
vacation
can watch that
movie.
anytime?
For
Any time of year?
sure.
I don't think I can.
I can do a Family Stone at any time. Cry my eyes out. Yes. Give me the emotions.
Who's in that?
Diane Keaton and Sarah Jessica Parker and
Oh,
Dermot
yeah,
Mulroney
yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody and Coach is in that.
What about that garbage movie every chick likes? The holiday one.
Love Actually?
Love Actually.
I don't love
Garbage.
that movie. I've seen it a couple
Hot
of
take.
times.
Garbage.
I don't like Keira Knightley. That's
what?
a hot take. Sorry
I love
about you.
her.
I know, man.
What a
Poor man's
stinker.
Kate Beckinsale.
What a stinker that movie is.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
I watched it for the first time maybe 2 years ago.
My life.
I said, I got to see what this is all about.
It's fine.
Caca.
My wife waits until I usually have shows around the holidays, and next weekend I'm going out to Tempe, and I guarantee you when I get home she'll be like, "Well, I watched The Holiday."
Holiday's
she
cute
loves
one.
The Holiday.
Is that
Jack
with
Black.
Reese Witherspoon?
No, that's
No,
Jack
Cameron
Black?
Diaz and Jack Black,
Yeah,
that's
that's,
with
a good one.
you're thinking of Four Christmases.
For Christmas.
and Jude
With
Law,
Vince Vaughn.
right? Jude Law and Jack
Jude
Black.
Law,
Is it-
Jack Black, Kate.
It's Cameron Diaz and somebody else.
What is her name?
Kirsten Dunst.
No. It's the woman from Titanic, Rose.
Oh yeah.
Kate.
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet.
Winslet.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
fabulous.
that's her holiday movie that she knows I'm not interested in that she will watch when I'm gone.
All right, well,
Every holiday.
after Thanksgiving,
You can watch Christmas Vacation though year round. It's so
So good.
I choose not to.
it's so rewindable.
I want to save it up and really love it and appreciate it.
We always watch It's
After
a Wonderful
Thanksgiving.
Life every Christmas. My stepdad, mom, sister, and I. And I always feel like it's a reboot for. I get a new deep gratitude for my life. And that's
After
kind of,
that?
yeah.
After
I watch a
watching it,
Miracle on
34th Street,
every 4th of July.
just to get me in the mood to light fireworks.
That's right. What's up?
Our family just does Die Hard because it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
All right, today is November the 9th. Back in the day, 56 years ago, 1967, Rolling Stone magazine put out their first issue. Who was on the cover? The Rolling Stone.
John Lennon.
Yes.
Ah.
And what was included inside?
Rolling
Pages.
papers.
A free roach clip.
Nice. Close.
50 years ago today, in 1973, Billy Joel's album Piano Man was released, thus preordaining more than 20 years in advance that every karaoke night would include one 5-minute, 36-second period that was boring, tedious, and atonal.
How dare you?
39 years ago, 1984, A Nightmare on Elm Street hits theaters. 35 years ago, 1988, Child's Play hit theaters. It's funny that two of the biggest horror movies of all time came out after Halloween.
Yeah, you know what's funny is we started watching that for the first time, family movie night, a couple weeks ago. I'd never seen it before. And the kids had never seen it.
Which one?
Nightmare on Elm Street. I had no idea Johnny Depp was in it.
How
come nobody talks about that?
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous.
The people do. That's
not,
the thing.
Not the people I'm hanging out with.
That was like one of his first roles.
I know it. I didn't know. Like, I mean, even my wife was like, you didn't tell me Johnny Depp was in this? I was like, I didn't know that.
It says introducing Johnny Depp in the credits.
Yeah,
that was his
he was
very
also
beginning.
in
no idea.
Platoon, one of his first films, small part in Platoon. He plays
And,
the translator and the dude from In Living Color, or not In Living Color. What's the song? Corey Glover.
Corey Glover. Interesting.
Living Color.
In Living Color, not
Living
In Living
Color.
Color. Yeah. He just quit. He did that movie, and then he decided he wanted to be a musician. Never did a movie after that.
And
He was
Nightmare on
good
Elm
in it.
Street?
He was in Platoon.
Oh, Platoon.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know he was in Nightmare on Elm Street. 34 years ago, 1989, the Berlin Wall starts to come down. East Germany opened its heavily guarded borders at 11:17 p.m. If you read into it, it was by accident. Like, they did it by accident. And then people celebrated by dancing atop the wall and lederhosen and chipping away at it with hammers. And then David Hasselhoff sang on top of it, and the wall just came crumbling down.
Incredible.
Yep.
It's an amazing sight to see. If you're ever in Berlin, I would encourage you to go see the parts that are still standing, and the rest of it's a brick line that goes through the city, and you can follow it for the most
Yeah,
part. The streets kind of wind around through it, but if you follow it down to Brandenburg Tor and see all that area, I mean, you see.
I would like to see it.
Yeah, you see. We've all seen the pictures and the film, from all the disaster in the 30s and 40s, and when you see it in person, it's moving, man.
I would go East Berlin, West Berlin. East Berlin, West Berlin. East Berlin, West Berlin.
We do not tolerate this kind of crap in East Berlin, sir.
Somebody spray painted KSU-95 on the Berlin
I
Wall.
saw it. Who
There's
used to have a
photo.
picture of that?
Whoa.
We used to have it blown up.
Was it in the
somebody's
hallway?
office. Yeah. Which is really, that's amazing.
Somebody spray painted KSU. 21 years ago, 2002, Eminem hit #1 for the first time with what song?
Lose Yourself?
That's right. Eminem, #1 for the first time with Lose Yourself from 8 Mile. 19 years ago, 2004, Halo 2 was released.
Oh, that game, Halo changed the game landscape in general. But Halo 2 is when we were all lined up. We were on tour. What year was this? 04?
04.
Yeah, we were lined up. We were on tour. We left the show and told the bus to take us to GameStop or whatever the heck it was. And there was already a line all the way around the parking lot. And we showed up, and if I remember right, it was me and I jumped in the van with Amber Lynn, and we went over there because we were all nerds, dude. The Lincoln Park guys and us, we used to park our buses next to one another, and you had an Xbox in the front, each front lounge, an Xbox in the back lounges,
fun.
and then we would Ethernet cable them, through the
that's what we
windows,
do
and
on
we would
tour
all have
instead of
tournaments. Oh God, dude,
It was great.
Oh, dude, the
sounds
Hoover
fun.
Stank guys.
Instead
First
of
of
going
all,
to strip clubs and doing cocaine out of
yeah,
women's backsides.
they couldn't compete.
Yeah.
No.
Halo 2, guys. Let's go.
Me and the
It's the
Lincoln Park
2000s.
guys, though, we ran it. Nobody could beat us.
17 years ago today in 2006, 60 Minutes reporter Ed Bradley died of leukemia. He was 65. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Bright House Plumbing. Call the best, flush the rest. BrightHouseCo.com, 636-600-0188. SAG-AFTRA has approved a tentative agreement that will end the actors' strike, Variety reports. The 118-day strike is the longest in Hollywood history. It officially ended this morning at 12:01 a.m.
Back at work, guys.
Beautiful.
According to Variety, the union's negotiating committee approved the deal on a unanimous vote. The agreement next goes to the SAG-AFTRA National Board for approval on Friday.
Yeah, the big sticking point was AI. That was the big sticking point. That was what they were really negotiating
Protections.
at the end. and the studios wanted to just, hey, we have your image. We could do whatever we want with it.
Right.
SAG-AFTRA was like, nope, you need to pay.
Yep.
And the terms have not been released yet. But
it says the deal will see the first ever protections for actors against AI and a historic pay increase with the most minimums up by 7%.
Yeah. Well, we're back at work, guys. Thank God. Whew. Whew. Man.
You okay?
Oh, thank God.
New content, please.
I'd watched every movie possible.
Yeah.
I rolled back around to 51st Dates, which I
hate.
I hate. I had to watch it again.
Meanwhile, Netflix has just paved over a new highway that will make all of that a disaster in the next couple of years anyway.
So it continues. TBC.
They just increased all their stock value, raised their prices, and said, nana, boo, boo.
I
You
heard
guys
on
were
Netflix there's
distracted.
going to be another rate hike.
Oh, again? They just did it like 2 weeks ago.
I just read about Sun. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to verify.
It might be the same one, so don't mess with our hearts. Hugh Hefner's former lady, Holly Madison, was on the Call Her Daddy podcast, said that so many women at the Playboy Mansion had eating disorders that the bathroom pipes actually had to be replaced due to all of the acidity from like bile and vomiting.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, and so she says that she didn't actually see it. She heard about it. She said she didn't believe it at first, just
How
like you, Rizz.
does vomit, with all the disgusting stuff that comes out of our bodies?
There's acidity. Bile? I don't know.
In that,
I'm a doctor.
In that amount, in that volume,
There's a lot of bunnies in that house.
in that throwing up at that volume.
They all had, they had body dysmorphia. They
I know.
had eating disorders.
I'm not taken away from that.
Right.
But throwing up in that volume that they had to replace pipes.
It was an old house, too, right? When
I'm
was
no
the
plumber.
Playboy Mansion built?
I'm no plumber, but I'm going to assume it's just the use. And if that house was being lived in by dozens of people and partied by hundreds of people on a nightly basis, it's just a matter
It's
of
getting
miles.
destroyed.
Yeah, and think of the weird stuff they're flushing down as well.
We're talking about miles and hours here. That's pretty much
Condoms
it, right?
and tampons probably did most of the damage.
Right. People are flushing things they shouldn't be. Well, Holly says, she said, quote, I was like, no, that's too over the top. You don't have to replace a bathroom pipe because of somebody's stomach acid. But the claims, she says, were someone, within building maintenance confirmed that was true. So it's all hearsay, but.
This Netflix hike was from 3 weeks ago, so I guess we did talk about that?
We did talk about it, yeah.
Carry on.
This is kind of an interesting couplage that I'm into. Kevin Costner and Reese Witherspoon both just recently got divorced, and there's a weird website called newidea.com, and they are speculating that these two, aside from possibly starting to work together on a film or something, could be have an attraction and being a couple. And I gotta say, I'm kind of into it.
Kevin Costner and Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah, he's 68, she's 47.
Ever since she got pulled over and did the "Do you know who I am" to the police officer,
Pretty cool move.
You gotta forgive her, man.
I can't.
She was hammered drunk.
I can't.
She's such a sweet woman.
Well, you obviously don't know who she is, Rizz.
She's great.
I'm sorry. That ruined it for me.
She is a human being, and she got hammered drunk that night with her husband and acted a fool, just as we all have probably in this room at one point. And I love her.
And it was more of a do you know who I am?
You've never pulled that card anywhere?
Never.
Oh, really?
Never. Hand to God, never.
Kevin has to introduce him to his ex and be like, stands with a fist. This is yells at a cop.
Now,
Let's get to know each other.
I
You have
travel
at
with
your
somebody
you have at
that
your home.
says, do you know who he is?
And that's your person that
You
does
use
it
the
for
move
you?
by proxy? Wow. What a move. That's a whole thing.
Kevin Costner and Reese Witherspoon have been crushing on each other, allegedly, and there's a quote here that says, he didn't count on finding her absolutely charming as hell. They've been calling and texting on the pretense of finding the perfect script, but it's becoming a daily occurrence. Ooh. Again, I'm into it. I'm here for it.
You know, I think the Reese Witherspoon thing is worse than I even said.
It's not. You're trying to find a reason to hate Reese Witherspoon right now. No freaking way.
I remember him being pretty upset when this happened.
It's even worse.
Oh, go on.
He was pretty upset.
Let's hear it.
It was, do you know my name? That to me is even worse.
And the cop probably did know. Yes.
You got to do it in blurry.
Do you know my name?
Thank you.
That's good.
We got a couple of new trailers on the blog for you today as well. For whatever.
Oh, no. Is it? Do you know how I am? Well, you're going to find out.
Is Reese Witherspoon in the room with us right now? That's
She did
incredible.
both. You better not arrest me. And don't you know I am? Well, you're going to find out.
Mean Girls is getting a remake in a musical form for whatever ungodly reason. Like, I'm sorry, Mean Girls was perfection, and the fact that we are, again, Tina Fey is behind this.
The musical's pretty good.
Yeah, good for Broadway, but they're bringing it back to the screen with. And I hate musicals, so this isn't for me. But
what have they done to you?
Well, and John Hamm's even in it, which I love him. Jenna Fisher is in it. St. Louis is all over this new Mean Girls musical.
Yeah, I
that's
saw
coming
John
back to
Hamm in
theaters.
the trailer. He's a teacher.
It's going to be in theaters January 12th. The trailer's okay.
Fred Bird's in it.
There was no songs.
Yes. There were no songs in the trailer.
So it's a musical, and the trailer had no songs.
And John Hamm is playing Coach Carr. There's also a new trailer up on the blog for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Did you watch that? I got goosebumps watching it.
Oh.
Because
when's it come out?
March 29th.
Because Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson, I think, play prominent roles.
Listen, I'm such a Ghostbusters fan. When people ask me what's your favorite movie, right now it's probably Interstellar or The Prestige, but Ghostbusters is a top 3 or 4 for me. Just like it just makes me happy. It fills me with joy.
Sure.
I love it. I love number 2. I love the Jason Reitman, the very first one.
Do you love the female Ghostbuster movies?
I love it.
Good.
I like they're all good. It's Ghostbusters. It takes me back to the cartoon was the best. The whole thing is perfect. It's hard to mess up. And I even like the last one. I kind of want to hold off and just see it. Surprise, no trailers, no nothing.
Okay.
Especially if
good luck.
If this guy says it gave him goosies.
Yeah, I loved it. The trailer. I'm ready for it.
If and when Aerosmith resume their Peace Out farewell tour, Brad Whitford tells Guitar World this week, he says that will be it. He says, in my mind, it's not possible to keep going. I don't BS anybody. I just don't want to do it. Sometimes that upsets people. That's just the way it is. He says people have to be willing to accept that. And I was probably the last person to sign on for this tour because even though it is a multi-million-dollar business, the reality is you got to work awfully hard to end up in a good place financially. And so it sounds like Brad Whitford doesn't want to even go on tour, which this Aerosmith tour.
How is he not secure financially?
I don't know. And he plays with other bands and has like a coffee company and does all sorts of
How is he not
different things.
What is he doing with his money?
I think he's just he doesn't want to go out on the road again, and the other guys are asking him to.
Oh, okay.
So, and I hate to bum everybody out. I just don't think that Aerosmith tour is going to happen for us.
I also don't think that anybody goes to an Aerosmith show to see Bradley Whitford. Sorry.
I do.
Bradley Whitford's like, I'm pulling the plug on Aerosmith. They're like, nah, man, we'll just replace you. Oh.
Brad Whitford came out at Sonic Temple Festival with Godsmack. And I was like, oh,
Sorry
my
to hear
God.
that.
I was so
Cool.
excited.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, if Joe Perry's not there, that's a bummer.
Sure.
He's dead to
If
me
Brad
now.
Whitford is not there.
I love them all. I love Tom Hamilton. I love Joey Kramer. He wasn't even supposed to be on this tour. Anyway, speaking of festivals, Motley Crue, Limp Bizkit, Foo Fighters, and Slipknot will headline next year's Welcome to Rockville Festival, May 9th through the 12th at the Daytona Speedway.
Any announcement for their drumming situation? Who the heck?
It's been Josh Freese forever.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Slipknot.
Oh, no.
They let Jay go,
Right.
which don't make
we talked about that on Monday.
any sense to me. Well,
There's nobody said anything. He hasn't said anything. The man hasn't said
And
anything.
the post was taken down. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It was basically a thank you for your service.
the post was taken down, and Jay hasn't posted, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh man, he's such a good dude.
He's out.
He's out.
I hope something didn't happen or something.
Speaking of other good dudes, U2 is the rock band who have sold the most tickets of any other band. Billboard and Pollstar have U2 as the rock act with the most tickets sold at more than 26 million. And this stat is actually taken from a tour 2 years ago. So they're probably, the gap between the Rolling Stones and U2 is probably even wider because U2 has grossed between $2.1 billion to $2.2 billion in ticket revenue. And the Rolling Stones, U2 had sold 26 million tickets. The Stones have sold 22 million tickets. So way to go, U2. And that Sphere is helping them a lot,
Dude,
I bet.
it's the coolest. It's the coolest.
And finally, yesterday, AV Club gave us the terrible list of the best cover songs ever made. Today, we have a delivery of the worst cover songs ever made. Tell me your thoughts.
Worst cover songs
Faith, Limp Bizkit.
ever.
Not on there.
Behind Blue Eyes. Limp
that's
Bizkit.
that's on
Already
rules.
throw this list away.
Faith, Limp Bizkit, great. Behind
that's
Blue
great.
Eyes. Limp
Not on the
Bizkit,
list.
Horrendous.
I
No.
don't think it's horrendous at all. I think
Behind Blue Eyes?
I think both of those biscuit.
Faith, great.
What's the
Yeah, Faith was fun.
what's the Simon and Garfunkel rock?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Silence.
Sound of Silence
Yeah,
from
that's
Disturbed.
that's
Not on the list.
How about Bad Wolves?
That's on it
with
for me.
That was
What
terrible.
is it, buddy?
Bad Wolves with
Zombie. Not on the list. Think more
Marilyn
classic.
Manson, Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams is on the list. Marilyn Manson, originally from the Eurythmics. That's number 9.
That's on the worst of all time? I'm not even a Manson guy, but that's
a great, he did a great job. No, let me just give it to you because some of these.
Give me the artist.
Yeah, give us the artist.
Okay, so Michael Bolton did a Percy Sledge.
When a Man Loves a Woman, which I think the Michael Bolton version is terrific.
Rips. Michael,
how
throw this
dare
out.
they?
Seriously, Michael Bolton is a freaking treasure.
I know, man.
Are you out of your mind?
They don't
Are you
like
out of your
This
mind?
list is out of its mind. You're going to be upset.
Dare you?
Is this person trying to be discredited?
So number 9
That's
was...
a great cover.
It is a great cover. I feel like they got the list swapped between yesterday's list and today's list.
What's
Okay,
the
so
next?
just calm down. So the number 9 was Sweet Dreams. Number 8, Duran Duran did a cover of Public Enemy.
You're going to drag Michael Bolton.
911's a joke.
911 is a joke.
Which is bad. That's a bad one.
You're going to drag Michael Bolton and tell me to calm down?
Duran Duran covering 911's a joke is terrible.
Terrible.
Okay,
God awful.
I agree with that.
Lenny Kravitz did this
American
Guess
Woman?
Who? Yep, American
What?
Woman.
Wow.
Which, again, that's a great cover.
He brought
I
that
thought that
into a
song-
new generation.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that was on the Austin Power soundtrack.
It was. 2, right? Or first one.
Yeah, that was a huge song for him, too.
Dynamite Hack.
Boys in the Hood?
Boys in the Hood, number 6.
I was going to say yesterday
That's-
that should be on the top 10 best
I
of all
agree
time.
with you.
Because it's such a clever rendition of that. And
Oh, man. Well, maybe
This-
because we played it on the point a lot.
yeah.
This
This
person's
next
just
one-
trying to anger people.
Yeah, and they are. Kid Rock and Nickelback did this song, and they did it justice.
Let me guess. This is Leonard Skinner.
It's Elton John.
Oh, Saturday
let me
Night's All Right
guess,
for
this is-
Fighting.
Yes,
Elton John.
great cover.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it gets you
I don't know if I've
pumped.
heard
I didn't know
that
Kid Rock was in that. I thought it was only Nickelback.
It's both of them. A collab. Susan Boyle, not the freak of the week from earlier.
Oh, yeah, this is,
did Wild Horses from the Rolling Stones.
Is it really bad? Because she's got some good pipes.
Madonna did this cover of
Oh,
a dumb-
American Pie.
American
Oh,
Pie, number 3.
horrendous.
Really?
That-
How does that go?
That belongs
American
Top
Pie.
one.
top one.
It's
That
number
is the worst.
3. Jessica
American
Simpson
Pie.
did this song.
Oh, she did something for the Dukes of Hazzard movie.
It was.
Yeah, Boots are...
She looked
Boots are made
hot
for
as
walking.
hell
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
music
Nancy
video.
Sinatra.
She
Boots are made
looked
for walking.
gorgeous. Boots are made for walking. And then the number 1 song, the worst cover of all time, originally created by Martha and the Vandellas.
I know what
Have you
you're talking
seen her?
about.
By MC Hammer?
No.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
This music video is iconic.
It's iconic
Is
because
it Dancing in the Streets?
Yes.
Dancing in the Street, Mick Jagger,
Mick Jagger,
and
David Bowie.
And when you take, oh God, there's
The
that video
musical
online
way. Yes.
when they take the music out and it's just them tapping.
Oh, they did a shreds?
You gotta post
They,
that.
they did a
I'll
shreds
get
of...
it on
It's
the
hilarious.
It's
It's
one of the
hilarious.
greatest videos of all time.
Dude, the greatest shreds I've ever seen was the Who one, where it shows Pete Townsend and does the tap dance.
It's so good.
Also, there's one, a Billy Squire one.
Gosh, those are
That's your crap.
incredible. Keep those coming.
Your celebrity is celebrating your birthday today. Nikki Blonsky, the
Hairspray.
Tracy from the 2007 version of Hairspray is 35. French Montana is 39. Vanessa Manillo, the former MTV VJ who's married to Nick Lachey, is 43. Cisco Thong
Thong
Song
Song.
is 45. Nick Lachey, who is Mr. Vanessa Manillo, is 50. Eric Dane, that's Cal from Euphoria, is 51. Chris Jericho, also from the metal band Fozzy, is 53. Lou Ferrigno, the very first, I believe,
Yes, very
guest
first version,
of the
yes.
Rizzuto Show, is 72. And Alan Gratzker. What band is Alan Gratzker? Gratzer.
Alan Gratzer.
You two should know this because you're the
You
expert.
see the other birthday I
Alan
sent you?
Gretzer Project.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Aerosmith.
You said it finally.
Alan Parsons.
Oh, sorry.
Alan Gratzker.
Alan Gratzer
Alan
Alan
Gratzer.
from REO Speedwagon
I only know Kevin Cronin.
Huh.
is 75 years old and former
What is
Cardinal.
What is Kevin? Greg Gratzker?
Alan Gratzer.
What does he do?
I don't know.
plays
I
the
don't know
bells.
that
He
name.
says something. Hell, I don't know.
Maybe he was like the OG original member that like fell off. I don't know.
I know
get all
Kevin
the
Cronin.
Former Cardinal manager Whitey Herzog
Is
turns 92 years old.
saw him at
Congratulations.
Schnucks not too long ago.
How's he doing?
He looks all
He's working
92.
there now?
Yeah.
He's bagging at Schnucks.
He's a St. Louis boy.
He was in the dairy section.
He was having a full-on conversation with a kumquat.
Today's
Get in
porno
there, boy.
birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's for Fun and Fantasy Meet, is Fallon Summers. Today's birthday girl has been in 163 fun films, including Babes in Pornland 20, Backseat Bangers 1, Bitches in Heat 3, Crack Snackers.
Hey. Watch your mouth.
Smackers or snackers?
Snackers.
Oh.
Crack
Snackers.
Snackers.
Crack
cool.
Snackers.
That just kind of sounds like Nabisco got into the drug game.
Yeah, it did.
Fast Times at Deep Crack High 11, Hot Bods and Tailpipe 28, The North Pole 40, Tattooed Sluts.
Oh, the North Pole featuring Peter North?
Yep.
Legend.
And Who Could Forget a Roll in 2003's The Search for the Right Peach 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Fallon Summers is 39 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays. And that was your crap on celebrities. King Scott, if you would, get me the one they call Kerber. Chris
right.
Kerber. We'll chat for a moment with Chris Kerber about tonight's Blues game. They are playing the
Coyotes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Dang.
Thank you.
It is.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Kerber. Good morning, Chris.
How are you?
Oh, dude, so great. Now, before we get to talking about hockey and stuff like that, I do want to tell everybody a story about a guy who was caught living in a mall in Shanghai, China.
This is another dream.
Yeah, a man was recently busted after living inside a mall. Again, Shanghai, China. He was there for 6 months.
Wow. This is another childhood dream. I mean,
He had a nice setup underneath the staircase, like a pop-up tent. He had a table, a computer, an ergonomic chair. And he had avoided being caught by security, even though he emerged to regularly charge, his phone and stuff like that, for 6 months. So I ask you this, Chris Kerber. If you were to live in a store, what store would you choose?
Oh, man, I thought you were going to ask me if I'd hire the guy for a job, and I think
Would
I'd
you
hire
hire
that
this
guy.
man
What store would I choose?
to live inside?
Oh, man. I think I'd have to live inside a Best Buy.
Really? That's
Is that where
crazy.
I could have all the electronics. I got the equipment to wash my clothes. I could watch TV. I could play any kind of music. I got all the videos there. I got video games if I need them. I got computers. I can be connected to the internet. I kind of got it all if it's a Best Buy.
No, I think that's the wrong answer.
You're like living on peanut M&Ms the whole
not a bad
time.
idea. Not a bad idea.
No,
the
but
racetrack.
why not pick Walmart then? Because you got the grocery store and you
Target.
got all the electronics.
Because Best Buy sometimes are attached to a mall. I don't think Walmart's attached to a mall. I was thinking mall stores.
Chris, any store. Any store. Now, if you say Victoria's Secret, you are a freak, and I love it.
Say it, Chris.
I don't know what you look me to say, like Bed Bath & Beyond or something. I pretty much got everything there. What, an Orange Julius? I don't know.
Hey, Bed Bath & Beyond, I could have like 50 air fryers if I want.
That's true.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, the mall living thing is a dream of any kid that grew up in the 80s or 90s. We all had that dream of getting locked in there and just living there for a while.
Saved by the Bell did it for us.
Yeah, we did. Because remember, like they put on rollerblades or something. They were rollerblading around the whole
so
place.
fun.
But we spent the night in the St. Charles Bass Pro.
I was gonna say that's the number one place to
I would
stay
do. I would do the
You
mothership
guys are
Springfield Bass Pro because you have the weapons to defend yourself. You've got entertainment.
Yeah,
You've
we can
got
And the
fortify the
fishes.
place.
there's jerky and cheese if you want to go swimming.
You
You,
have
go
a
swimming.
huge screen outside you could watch and play video games on that giant screen outside.
Yeah, there's a museum in
Springfield.
there. Yeah, it would be I'd be the mothership Bass Pro.
And sign up for a ton of credit cards. Dude, that's the one. But yeah, Bass Pro's the dream.
There's a documentary about all these artists that lived in a mall secretly from 03 to 07 in Rhode Island. They found like a secret room during
For
construction.
4 years?
Dude, watch it. It's crazy. They got caught. 4 years later, they finally got caught. They like went in the back alley.
A back
They were
room.
building this new mall in Rhode Island. They found like a room that was behind the security office, and they like turned it into like you could come and go if you were an artist coming in from out of town. You could like they had a fake bookcase you go behind. It was like straight up Webster secret room. Living in the mall. They go out in the mall at night, hang out when it was closed.
Everybody just thought they were Journeys enthusiasts.
Dude, they had like furniture and like a PlayStation. It was just like a clubhouse.
Huh.
That's the dream.
I think it's spectacular. I think it's genius. And it's amazing to think that in today's world, with all the security and stuff that's out there and cameras, that you could actually do that for 6 months undetected.
Yeah, especially in China.
Right.
Lauren, what store would you live in?
Target, straight up.
Straight up Target.
I'm there all the time anyway. I practically live in a Target right now. Might as well just, my zip code, Target.
Half of them has Starbucks in there.
Yeah, they have Starbucks.
They
Yeah,
got
I'm also
kombucha.
thinking grocery store. You know, like they have a grocery store there.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
got an Ulta, so I'll never run out of shampoo.
They have a dollar section.
I love Target, man.
Target's a good one.
You're a stand for Target, huh?
That's a good guess.
I am. I will always stand for Target. I love every part of what they're doing.
All right, now, Scott, you're a Bass Pro Shop guy?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's we got to fulfill that fantasy a while back, but I would do that at any Bass Pro location.
Yeah, Chris,
It
we
was
did
his
get to live
idea.
in a Bass Pro Shop for a night. We played
Yeah, I do remember that.
We played
That's
hide and go
pretty cool.
seek. I think it was Jeff. Did
Jeff
Jeff put
won.
on the ghillie suit?
I think I put on a suit and you guys never found me.
I thought it was Jeff that hid forever.
I will never reveal where I was.
Have you guys ever stayed at the Pyramid down in, where is it, Memphis?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Because I
never
stayed
been
in that hotel, and that was pretty cool because you feel you're in a hotel room, but you peer down to the Bass Pro Shop.
Whoa, that's cool.
I didn't know there's a hotel.
No
attached to
windows.
that. Wow.
Yeah.
I got to do that.
Anyway, Chris Kerber's on the phone with us. So let's
Wait,
just,
Rizz, did you just say, but Rizz, you didn't answer. Did you say yours was Victoria's Secret?
yeah, so I can put panties on my head all night.
Oh, bro, okay.
He loves a
I
onesie.
didn't had somebody with you.
No, I would do.
You're in the mall, usually next to like a pretzel time or something.
No, I would do Walmart. Walmart. It's
Oh, I
huge.
gotcha.
It's huge. All the clothes and supplies I need.
You can go outside
Electronics. I don't even need to go outside.
to the outdoors. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good at the Walmart. So, Chris, Coyotes are in town for a game tonight. Coming off a loss to Winnipeg on Tuesday. Blues 5-5-1. What is your assessment so far of the Blues this season?
Kind of what I expected, to be honest with you. Some ups and downs, some really good games, kind of some ugly games. When you've got some teams like this, I think the Blues are in it where you don't really know yet what they are. Are they going to be a defensive-minded team? Are they going to be a team that, has that all-around game? I don't think they have that all-around game right now. They've got some good players, and they're going to have to play every game, as a sum of their parts. And if some of those parts aren't having good games, it's going to be hard for them to win. So I think that what they've shown through the first 10 games is they could be a team that I think knocks on the door to battle for a wild card spot. And they've given themselves a decent chance of a start. Like they didn't fall behind the 8 ball in the month of October like some other teams have done. So that's a good start. There's some good foundation stuff they've been building, and then there's been some inconsistencies, but that's got to be expected when you turn the page from one core group to another core group that's now, taking over. So that's kind of where I'm at after 10 games.
I'm reading some of these Blues message boards, and rebuild is a big word that's being used for this season. Do you think this is a rebuild year, and will the Blues be buyers or sellers come the trade deadline?
Message boards are still a thing?
They're still a thing, Chris.
That's impressive.
And they're very happy places.
Oh, yeah, they're really healthy.
Social media, I'm sure they're great.
And it's full of positivity.
Yeah. Well, I think it's too early to say whether you're going to be buyers and sellers come late February and March. But what I would say is, assuming things stay they're not in a rebuild, they're in a transition. And the difference between a rebuild and a transition. A rebuild is what the San Jose Sharks are doing, where you've got absolutely nobody, you're losing every game. Right? A rebuild is what the Buffalo Sabres have done, missing the playoffs 11 years in a row. What the Edmonton Oilers did, missing the playoffs 12 years in a row. What Detroit has been going through the last 8 years. A rebuild is when you tear it down, and it is going to take you 6, 7, 8 years to get back into some level of relevance. The Blues have enough players, whether it be Kyrou, Thomas, the players they drafted with Snuggerud coming in, Dvorsky down the road. They've got Parayko, they've got Falk, they've got Bennington, you've got Hofer. They've got enough pieces, Jake Neighbors and down the line, that what they're trying to do is bridge a gap while the Thomas, Kyrous, and those guys I mentioned move into the upper echelon of key players in the National Hockey League. And to do that, you can still be competitive while you're doing that. Are you in a championship window? Maybe like the Colorado Avalanche are? No. But you're in a window to be competitive and compete for meaningful games at the end of the year. And that, to me, is where they're at. Does that make them a buyer to seller of the trade deadline? I would think something spectacular would have to happen over the next few months to move Doug Armstrong into any kind of that buyer mode, because I think for him it's going to pretty much stay the course. And his focus this year, come the trade deadline, will be what advances this retooling process over the next 2 or 3 years, not what is important for this year alone.
Aaron on the instant feedback is asking this. I just saw the Oilers are trying to get Binnington. Is that a real thing?
I haven't heard that. Now, I've thought for about 7 or 8 years that there have been trades that are possible between the Blues and the Oilers because the Oilers could use so much of what the Blues have had. The Oilers' goaltending is in a brutal situation. They made a mistake when they signed Jack Campbell. They just put him on waivers and sent him to the minor leagues. They need a goaltender. And when they're looking around the league, I think a guy like Jordan Binnington could end up, doing great things in a place like that. Do I think the Blues are shopping Binnington? Not a chance. Not in my book. If the Blues are going to have a chance to play those meaningful games we just talked about, you need Jordan Binnington and you need him to be good. And he has been good this year. So I'm an unabashed Binnington honk. I love what he's done for this team. I think he's been the best goaltender the Blues have had since I've been here. And they are going to need to rely on Jordan big time. So I think that's a lot more rumor than anything. Now, albeit, I'm not in any rooms, but I would assume that's just a rumor, and I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
All right, so for the casual NHL fan, around the league this year, is there anything that sticks out as far as, I didn't expect that to happen so far? Any teams that are good that you're like, oh, man, I didn't think they were going to be good?
No, nothing's jumping out. I think, along those kind of lines, I think maybe on the flip side, the Edmonton Oilers have had such a horrible start with two of the best players, with Draisaitl and McDavid, that's going to definitely be a storyline to watch. And you know what? The team that's coming in tonight, the Arizona Coyotes, for the first time in about 15, maybe 20 years, might have a hockey team. And instead of being just a dumping ground for bad contracts, they've got some good young skill, that are absolutely fun to watch. They've got some guys that can fly around on the ice. So I don't know that anything's jumping up like there's a new incoming stud or incoming star along the way yet. But I do think as a casual fan, you still want to tune in anytime, even though they're struggling just, as a team. Alex Ovechkin continues to climb closer to tying potentially over the next 2 years Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record. So I think there's some things like that, but nothing that's I think is going to take you by storm here 10 games in.
Not yet. Not
yet.
All right, so tonight, Coyotes are in town. Saturday, you guys go to Colorado. Back in town on Tuesday to play the Lightning, and then it's a big West Coast swing. A week from today, Sharks, Kings, Ducks, Coyotes. Yeah, you're away from
we're going from then until Thanksgiving.
All right. Well, Chris, have a great call tonight, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, you guys. Have an awesome week. Thanks. Talk to you next week.
The great Chris Kerber, everybody. All right, let's take a break. Okay, we'll come back. We'll play Rizz Show Password.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
And whoever loses gets shot with the airsoft.
No, the airsoft gun is off the table today.
Oh, good.
The airsoft gun is off the table today.
I did see a comment yesterday when Rafe and I and Rizz got shot. Somebody wants us to bring back some wearing dresses punishments. I mean, they like us getting shot, but they want us to look ridiculous.
Well, in 2024, it's going to be a big year for Rizz Show punishments.
All right, good.
I will tell you that.
Are
I
you
look
not
forward to
entertained?
it.
Not entertained enough.
I said, are you not entertained?
You're not entertained enough. All right, so Rizz Show Password after the break. You have a chance to win WWE Monday Night Raw tickets. You have a chance to win tickets to go see the Roast Master General himself, Jeff Ross, Saturday over at the Sheldon.
Your mom's opening that show, too, so that's cool.
Oh, my mother is opening up that show. A 7 p.m. show at the Sheldon, presented by the Flyover Comedy Festival. Also, tickets to go see Janelle James that same night, Saturday, 9 p.m. at the Sheldon, part of the Flyover Comedy Festival. We also have tickets to go see the legend, Monty Python's John Cleese.
Yes.
Next Thursday over at the Factory. So, King Scott, I guess we'll need Just light up the phones.
Load up the phone.
Load up the phones.
Light 'em up.
314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. For the love of God, you got to pay attention, guys. You got to.
Go.
So we'll pick 2 people, and then you guys will pick a teammate, and then Rafe will give us the password. You guys have to guess what the password is just by using our one-word clues. Please pay attention to the clues.
Perhaps a pen and paper will help you.
Maybe.
Unless you're driving and you can't have that. You just got to pay real close attention.
All right, 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Racial password next. All right, welcome back to the program. A couple things to tell you about. Thing number 1, another live number 2 show, The Advice Show.
That's right. Stall tactics.
Stall tactics.
Call
at
and get
10:30.
advice for anything you got going on in your life at 10:30 a.m. Central Time today. We will be live, some of us in this room. We can't squeeze everybody in there. We tried to squeeze everybody in on the last one. We're going to do rotation. But I got a couple special guests from this room. And we're going to give you advice on anything you got going on in your life. 10:30 call.
314-827-6029.
And we'll put it on all the socials.
Yeah.
But just, you can log on to, the Points Facebook page, not Facebook page, YouTube page.
Yep.
And see us live at 10:30 for Stall Tactics number 2 show.
Giving you the best advice
That nobody wanted to
Dr. Phil
hear.
retired. That's right.
All right, let's give away some stuff. All right, so we got WWE Monday Night Raw tickets. That is February 5th over at Enterprise Center. We've got tickets to go see Jeff Ross Saturday night, November 11th. Well, this Saturday night.
Yeah.
Over at the Sheldon. That's 7 o'clock show, part of the Flyover Comedy Festival. And we got tickets to go see Janelle James, 9 o'clock this Saturday over at the Sheldon. Flyover Comedy Festival this weekend. I mean, there's a ton of people in town.
Yeah, man. It starts tonight. I'm opening for Shang Wang at Hot Java tonight. That show is sold out, but there are tons of shows. If you haven't gotten a wristband, they're sold out, but you can still get individual show tickets. And it's a fun time, man. Everybody's hanging out in the Grove between the Improv Shop, Urban Chestnut Brewery, Hot Java Room. All the venues are walkable besides the Sheldon. Our 2 headliners are there, but come out, hang out. The comics are around. They're hanging out, drinking beers, eating cheese sticks.
Nice.
You can meet some of your favorite comics. It's a really fun time, so come out.
We've also got tickets to go see the legend, Monty Python's John Cleese, next Thursday over at the Factory. All right, so we're playing Racial Password. Let's get some teammates here. We go to line number 1. Josh in Belleville. Hello, Josh.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, Josh, who do you want to team up with?
Let's do Moon.
All right, Moon.
Yes, wise
You
choice.
are Josh's teammate.
Awesome.
Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Rizz. Happy birthday.
Thanks, buddy. All right, who do you want to team up with?
I'll do Lern.
Okay.
What's up, Ryan? I
So
love
it's
that.
Josh and Moon, and it's Ryan and Lern. Okay, since Josh picked Moon first,
Moon has to go first.
Moon has to go first with the first clue.
Okay.
If you win, you can choose to play or pass. If you hear form of, that means you were close. For example, if the word was pharmacy and you said pharmacist, I would say form of. You get one more chance to guess it. Otherwise, it goes to the next person.
Right.
After
We're playing
5,
best of 3.
Best of 3.
All right, so
All right.
Rafe is going to give the password to Lern and Moon.
Okay.
Okay.
Get it?
Moon's wheels are spinning.
Yeah.
The
Got it.
gears are turning.
Got it?
Yep.
All right.
All right, Josh, here we go. Your first clue from your teammate Moon.
I'm going to say NASA.
Josh.
Astronaut.
Yeah, baby.
Got it.
Astronaut.
Yes, Josh.
Boom.
Out
You're
the
so good
gate.
at this
Out
game,
the
Moon.
gate.
Oh,
Out
baby.
the
No,
gate.
Josh is good at this game. Josh.
1-0.
He's good at this game.
Good job.
Dang.
Josh.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
All right, your next word
Next
is?
word is, okay.
Got it?
The password has been given. Moon, as the winner of round number 1, you get to choose. Will you like to give the first
I
password?
can say this word because
Can he say that word?
I think so.
Yes, I can. I will go first.
Okay. Josh,
Yes.
Moon's got the word for you. Here we go.
All right.
Chopper.
Helicopter.
Ryan, we didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Man.
Holy
Sorry, Ryan.
Josh, you did it.
Yes, sir.
All
Yeah, you
right,
did it,
hang on.
man. That was all you.
Holy moly. He slaughtered. I actually
Yeah,
thought
I mean-
these words were harder.
No,
than last
and
week.
chopper.
They are. We're just
The
great.
chopper.
Chopper could only be taken two ways. Like one as a
Motorcycle?
chef, or
Oh, yeah, I was saying
or
motorcycles.
motorcycle.
Or wood. Motorcycle.
Or wood,
there
yeah.
are other ways that could have gone.
Yes, he could have said Paul Bunyan.
All right, VJ.
Could have.
Yeah.
All right, pick somebody.
Yeah.
Rizz, how you feeling? You feeling good?
I feel okay.
Cool. Let's go with Moon.
All right, great.
Yes.
I don't want to be your teammate anyway, VJ.
That was good. You feeling all
I knew he was going to do that because VJ is a jerk, and I hope
Easy.
I hope you lose.
I hope you lose, BJ.
We got this.
Josh, hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, pick somebody.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Moon.
Yeah,
We already got. Moon's already picked. Moon's off the table.
I appreciate
Okay,
it,
let's
though.
go with Rafe.
All right.
Rafe
I
can't play.
know the words. So I
Oh,
can't
Rafe
play.
already knows the word. He can't play. All right.
I am the
choice.
clue
I'm giving you
giver.
Lern, okay?
No,
This is the
Let's
kickball.
go with Lern.
Yeah.
Third choice. Let's go, buddy.
She didn't even get to play last time.
All right. Give the password, Rafe.
All right, your first password is
He's gonna give
Oh,
some.
God.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Moon. You'll be up first. You were chosen first. Password begins now.
Okay.
If you,
VJ, your clue is Inkwell.
Say that again?
Inkwell. Inkwell.
One word.
is it?
I believe it is.
10.
All right.
Lern.
Josh, you ready?
Yes.
Feather.
Tattoos.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
VJ, to you.
Writing.
Scroll.
This is a tough word.
It is tough.
I honestly thought, I don't want to, I'm just going to let it ride.
All right, Josh.
All right, Josh. Ink.
Five seconds, Josh.
3, 2, 1.
Writing utensil.
One
Okay.
word.
Okay, VJ, we got this.
One word.
Has that been 5?
It's
No.
been 4.
One more.
Okay, VJ, your clue is porcupine.
Quill.
Yeah! There it is.
There is a word. I was like, there's one
There
word.
it
that
is.
unlocks
The word
this.
was
I like
quill.
the direction you guys went.
If I would have said Peter, as in Peter Quill.
I would never-
No?
No.
No? Okay.
I honestly thought inkwell and feather was enough.
Yeah, yeah. I would have said
when
pen
she said
next.
feather, I was like, nailed it.
Yeah, VJ,
All right, good job, VJ.
That was a good one, though.
we got a tough one.
Moon's up.
We
All
got
right,
it.
next word.
Next word.
Oh, okay.
Got it, everybody?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Moon, would you like to give the first clue or pass to Lern?
Whew. You know, I know VJ on a particular level, not a deep level,
He's
but you
not
know,
smart.
VJ's been. Oh, so that's not nice.
Sick bird.
VJ's been around for a
Got him.
while.
Boom, got him.
Okay, I'm gonna say. Oh, you know what, man?
What, man?
I'm gonna take it. Because I want to earn this. I'm gonna
right.
take it first.
Okay.
VJ,
This is a big gamble.
You gonna take
Big
VJ,
gamble.
your
Gonna
clue.
take
Listen carefully. VJ, your clue is Tutankhamun.
Whoa.
Mummy.
All right, Josh, ready?
Yep.
King.
4, 3,
2. Come on, Josh.
Phallus.
Well, I'm sorry, what? What did you say?
Phallus.
No.
Phallus?
Phallus.
No.
What did he say?
I don't know. It was not the right word, whatever it was.
Well, we need to know for later.
I think. Did you say phallus?
A palace, yeah.
A palace. A palace.
Palace.
A palace.
Okay.
Similar things.
VJ.
King Dingaling.
Egyptian.
Pharaoh.
That's it.
4 for 4.
That's it.
There it is.
All right, hang on, VJ.
Take it home,
Damn it.
VJ. Well done.
I'm not playing anymore.
I got to say, you gave Josh 2 really good opportunities. I feel like he wasn't zoned in.
Yeah.
He wasn't real tuned
All
in.
right,
to you.
well,
No offense, Josh. I love you. But it sounded like maybe you were driving through a tunnel the entire time.
Sorry.
Well done, Moon.
Well done.
Sorry
Thank
that
you.
VJ won. So,
This is
Yeah.
Moon's wheelhouse.
That's my game,
biggest
baby.
disappointment of the day, I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
What, did VJ won?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I had it with Tutankhamun, but I can see
That was
mine
a good
again.
one.
We got time for like 1 or 2 emails next. It is 9:25. It is Thursday. One final look at your traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is Sunday, June 2nd. Time to lock in your NASCAR Cup Series tickets now at www.raceway.com. We got a lane closed due to a stalled vehicle 44 eastbound before 270. There's also a left lane closed due to a crash 270 northbound at Gravois. And 2 lanes closed due to debris on the road 55 northbound before Merrimack Bottom Road. Your point forecast, a cold front has slipped in, so a high of 59 is all we're going to get. Right now it's 49 at the Point Studio. Your point forecast is brought to you by CarX Tire and Auto.
We've got a couple minutes left. Some of your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com.
All right, so we got somebody doing the Lars work out here. We had a question yesterday in the email, so maybe that was 2 days ago, about where that scream on our board comes from, and they recognized it from The Sopranos.
I don't think so.
Lern loves that. Now,
Scary.
here's the thing. We all know about a Wilhelm scream, not the punk band that I just played with last weekend, but the Wilhelm scream is a very famous scream that you hear in all the movies. It's like a royalty-free thing that when they need a sound drop, instead of paying for another one or producing another one, they use a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah,
You've heard it.
It sounds like this. This is the Wilhelm scream. And every Star Wars you hear it,
Yeah, you've heard it. It's
The best.
that's the Wilhelm scream.
Okay, so this person says, the woman screaming on your soundboard is called Screams 7, Woman 3 Screams, Exterior Close Perspective. I found it Googling female Wilhelm scream. It took 2 minutes. Make sure the woman who emailed knows that. LOL. Everything is that is used like this can be found on this link. And then they sent the link. And they said this is also in The Sopranos and The Green Mile.
Oh, so maybe you don't know about the Wilhelm scream?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah. So if you've ever heard that term, a
hilarious.
Wilhelm scream, it's like an old royalty-free scream that was done in like the 50s or 60s.
It's a guy
And
getting eaten by crocodiles.
Oh, but it's used a lot on like cliff, somebody getting tossed off a cliff.
And
'Cause
Wet
we-
Hot American Summer over
It's
abused
just
it
like
as
an
well.
audio clip you can use royalty free that
Right.
you don't actually see the person.
And movies are.
This, I think, is the female one. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
That's a female Wilhelm scream.
Wow.
But the original sound was a dude getting eaten by crocodiles?
Yeah.
The original Wilhelm.
The
scream.
original in the movie.
I didn't know that. Oh, in the movie.
That's so
Tell you
good.
all about it.
But now you hear that, watch any movie, and it's the goofiest, cheesy thing, but it works somehow.
You've
and
heard that
everything.
before, right?
That
That
one almost
particular
sounds.
scream?
That one almost sounds a little different, but maybe it's just because it's.
Probably. I think
I don't-
maybe you just get used to it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've never really
That
thought
one
about
does
it.
sound different.
It sounds a little
That's
lower.
like-
Yeah.
But maybe I mean, and what you can do is you can take it, you can pitch it, you
Little
can
John scream.
obviously mix it a little bit differently. And if somebody's
That's interesting.
falling off a cliff, it's going to fade real quick.
It's been used in. It's a stock sound effect that's been used in over 400 movies.
And over 4,000 Rizz shows.
The female version.
Yeah.
The female version of that.
You could just take the scream off of yesterday of us getting shot. And I'm not trying to play it up. It hurts. That's an organic scream that happens when I get shot. And yesterday's was pretty good.
The Wilhelm scream originates from a series of sound effects recorded for the 1951 movie Distant Drums. In a scene from the film, soldiers fleeing Seminole Indians are wading through a swamp in the Everglades, and one of them is bitten and dragged underwater by an alligator.
Wow.
The screams for that scene and other scenes in that movie were recorded later in a single take. The recording was titled "Man Getting Bit by an Alligator and He Screams."
What was his name? George Wilhelm or something like
The
that?
fifth take of the scream was used for the soldier in the alligator scene. That take, which later became known as the Wilhelm scream, is thought to have been voiced by actor Sheb Woolley. I don't know where they got the name Wilhelm.
I don't know, but it's a cool band name, and it's a cool band. They've been touring for like 20-something years. I played with them last week, and I was like, oh, Wilhelm Scream. I haven't seen them in forever. We toured with them.
Who the hell's Wilhelm?
I don't know, but I always thought that was a cool band name. But now, we're just educating you. One Rizz Show giant fandom at a time.
That's cool.
Who the hell's Wilhelm?
But hey, yes, thank you for doing the Lord's work and researching because that should have been obvious to us, knowing that, A, it's in our soundboard.
Yeah, that was one of those preloaded things in the soundboard. Next.
Good morning, all.
Hi.
My family has been trying to nail down Thanksgiving plans for a while now. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I got a couple Thanksgiving ones, needing advice, but I'm going to wait until next week. But this one needs a little bit early because there's a lot of planning going on here, okay? My sister just had a baby and lives in Montana, and my brother and his family live in Minnesota. So we're trying to meet somewhere in the middle to make everybody's drive a bit easier. My sister and her husband are making things a little ... stressful. In their personal home, they do not allow their children any sort of screen time, TVs, phones, etc., which is fine. And they also eat a very strict diet, which is fine.
Oh, God.
The family group texts have taken a turn.
Sounds like a fun group to be around.
The family group texts have taken a turn. ... My sister is now stating there should be no turkey, they only eat red meat, and that any, quote, junk food should be eaten when their children are outside or asleep. Also, no TV on while their kids are around. Myself, my parents, and my brother and his family, dare I say, are normal and enjoy the traditional Thanksgiving foods, watching the parade and football on Thanksgiving. How the heck do we make this enjoyable for everybody?
They're not invited.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're not invited.
They're not invited. It's too strict.
Note,
strict.
this is a semi-new lifestyle my sister and her husband have adopted. Also, drinking alcohol around the kids is totally fine, which blows my mind. Thank you for any words of wisdom. All you guys are the
not
best.
invited. If you have a set of rules that are 4 pages long,
then you don't get to go.
And it's a neutral place. They're trying to find a place to go, right? Did I hear that correctly? They're from Minnesota, Montana. So both of them are trying to go to a place that's like a neutral place.
Yeah, they're all
one of the Dakotas.
They're all meeting somewhere.
Yeah. So they go to North Dakota. They meet.
Yeah, St. Louis group, Montana group, Minnesota group. And they're trying to meet up, which seems like a tremendous hassle
seems like
already.
a colossal hassle for
They
one
can't
day.
be that rigid. Like they have to loosen up a little bit because maybe in their own house, be as rigid as you want. I guess it sucks, but okay, those kids will be all right.
Yeah, but the fact that you're going to make now everybody else
that's
crazy
stupid.
because of your rules, you're out.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Maybe you just gently suggest hey, I know that you have these rules for your kids, but we don't. So you can either bring your kids into this environment or choose not to. But maybe it's okay and it's not that big a deal if they just see how their cousins live for 45 minutes.
And they won't melt.
Secondly,
Thatcher doesn't eat refined sugars.
Yeah.
only red meat and watch his dad drink beer.
Yeah. Sounds like a disaster.
Sounds like your kids are going to hate you. Sounds like your kids are going to grow up and see what all the other kids are doing and then rebel against you. Next thing you know,
Cannibal Corpses in the CD player.
next thing you know,
Dude,
somebody's stripping.
I learned something. You know how every decade or so you go in life, you learn something about your family that you didn't even know, things that were happening all around you.
Oh, yeah.
Scott, I don't even know if you know this, and I'm going to go ahead and say this publicly because
Let's go.
I think the statute of limitations has passed. I just discovered something in the last year that is hysterical to me. My wife and I are we're just waiting for the opportunity to adopt this. But apparently there was a family member back in the day in our family that at certain holidays, like Thanksgiving, made people's lives miserable with certain rules that they had for their children and just the way that they wanted to live and press it upon everyone else. And apparently there was a code for the adults that when this person would start talking and getting ridiculous, someone would say, "Mustang, run." And that was the code for everybody to just leave the room. And all the adults would just abandon this person.
Oh my gosh.
And that was like a family code that is still being referred to today that I had no idea. 42
never
years
heard
old.
that.
I know. And I'm going to tell you the scenario and you're going to go, oh my gosh.
I think I can guess
I remember
who
this.
and where.
Because all of a
person
sudden
is.
now this person would be putting their rules and pressing the rules upon only the children that were left in the room. Because none of the adults would be left. Mustang, run.
I tell you what, this sister of yours, sister-in-law?
What were the
Oh,
rules?
the emailer?
Yeah, the email.
Yeah. Sister-in-law, I believe.
Not somebody I want to hang out with.
No.
That's a bummer.
I want to know the rules that were being imposed by Mustang Run.
Oh, Mustang Run. From what I remember, she was like, and this was like 80s, early 90s, 80s, and she was like into the cloth diaper, and she would just like berate everybody for not being cloth diaper people.
Right.
And that was the one that I remember experiencing as a kid. Because I
That's
remember
even funnier that they were talking to kids.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Let me do my thing.
I think it was also TV, and I think there was diet things, and I think there was some other stuff.
Thatcher doesn't watch TV.
And religious talk. I think there was some anti-religious talk and some other things that were going on.
I thought you were going to be like, because like the secret I found out that like my dad was doing whenever I was a kid, like he'd be in the garage a lot and he was just doing drugs with his friends. Greg was just out there popping pills.
Yeah, Mustang
and smoking
Run
weed.
meant let's run to the garage and light this thing because it ain't going to smoke itself.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, listen, thank you for your emails. We got to take one final break. We'll come back and wrap her up. That is it for us. Donnie Fandango is next. In about 20 minutes, we're going to hop on the YouTube stream. It's a special number 2 show, a live show.
Yep.
Yeah.
10:30 to 11. Call in.
Write this
Get
number
some
down.
advice.
314-827-6029. Just store that in your phone.
One more time.
314-827-6029.
And just look at any bathroom stall and any truck stop. You'll find it there.
You should write it in there.
You should, scrawl it on any bathroom stall, and we'll be there for your needs. If you have any
Stall tactics.
if you need advice.
We'll give you tactical advice how to handle any situation in your life. So call now.
And get
Our operators are
Seriously.
standing by
Operators will be standing by in 20
within
minutes.
30 minutes.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Tomorrow, big show. Sarah Tiana is going to be here. You'll see her at the Flyover Comedy Fest this weekend. Rafe's In Memoriam.
Yes.
And your Friday Fail Stories. Don't forget to make your Rizz Show Pick'em Challenge picks tonight. There is a game. It's the Bears. It's the Panthers. Who do we all got?
Bears. The Bears.
Bears.
And I think tonight's the night that the Bears are wearing that sweet orange. And I know everybody hates that. I love that crap.
Oh, the Color Rush. Those Color Rush
Oh,
games.
I don't know if it's Color Rush, but I just know that they're doing. The rumor that I heard was that they're doing the orange helmets and orange jerseys.
I think that's going to take them.
I kind of like that.
I think that's going to kick things up a notch and bring us to victory.
I think so. The
We
Bears.
need victory.
We need victory.
The Bears.
Yesterday, I didn't tell you guys this earlier, but yesterday in the break room, Jamie Rivers said that he has an idea already about what we're going to have to do.
I don't want to talk about it.
He says I have to be in an Eskimo outfit, and you guys are going to be naked.
Not the preferred nomenclature.
What?
You're going to be an Eskimo in an Eskimo
outfit.
outfit?
Not the preferred nomenclature.
You can't say
Oh,
outfit.
do we not?
Yeah.
Say, I'm
Eskimo
sorry.
costume.
Not the
Eskimo
preferred
costume.
nomenclature.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man.
Eskimo costume.
Not the preferred
Eskimo
nomenclature.
regalia.
There
I'm
we
sorry.
go.
You guys are killing me.
Anyway,
We'll get it.
he scared me. You know, he came up all polar bear like at the water cooler. He goes, and he was like, "We already know."
Oh, yeah.
You know how he is.
Yep, that's how he
And I
sounds.
said,
every
"How
time
are
he
you
walks up.
today?" And he goes, "How are you? You guys are going to be naked." That's how he sounds.
Big enforcer Jamie Rivers. Krusty the Clown in here.
All right. Today's podcast is titled
Forever the Poopy Sneakers.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We got to get out of here. Oh, hey, see Moon on Sunday.
That's right.
Noon at DB's for Sunday football.
You know what? Not only for Sunday football and all the incredible food and drinks going on at DB's, but also I have some pairs of tickets to give away. Nothing special. You don't need anything. No trivia. Nothing. Just walk up and say "Energy Up," and I'll give you some tickets.
Energy up. That's the secret phrase that pays.
That's the code.
Energy up indeed. All right, we leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz member of the day, which is brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From Bartelso, Illinois, Tammy Ratachek is our... Rutachek.
I thought it was Ratuchek.
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 I went to school with the Rataichek, and I'm wondering if they're related.
Rutachek. Rutachek. I got it.
Rutachek.
Well, anyway, Tammy wants to hear this song, and she says, anything from Greek Fire.
Wow.
I could not find that song.
I was going to say, I never released
You
that.
never
That's
wrote
demo.
a song called Anything, so I'm just going to play this,
All right.
and I hope you enjoy it. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, Emily.
Hey, this is Clownvis, and you're listening to the Rizzuto Show. Happy birthday, Rizz.